Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the GeekVerse podcast, the 624th episode of the GeekVerse podcast. I'm the Clown Prince of the Pleasure Dome, Travis Snell, and I'm joined by...
I am not Steve Rogers, Kirkland Patzer.
Not Steve Rogers.
I'm the Mark Caster, Dylan Moss.
I'm the DP of DPs, Taylor Field.
DPs at DPs. Yeah, we're going to get right into because we got a lot to talk about tonight. We got what we've been watching because we haven't been doing that for weeks. We got Patron questions. We got updates on GV Day. We're going to talk about the Geek Versus roster. Me and Dylan are finding out our teams tonight. We got Deadpool Wolverine. The Russo brothers are coming back to Marvel, supposedly. Tons of good stuff. So just quickly, everything you need to know is down below. I'll talk about some other things later. But for where you can find everything we do, that's the best place. We got a bunch of stuff. Me and Dylan just did side quests this week talking about the Xbox and PlayStation sales. Taylor would love that episode. Go listen to it. You know, actually nowadays I feel like you're more on the you're more on the Phil hate train. You know, I'm not gonna say hate, but displeasure. I feel like I've turned you. You know,
He's a little greasy.
Taylor's evolving these days. You should have seen his Acolyte review as well. It's much lower than
Very
what
honest.
would have been expected.
Yeah, check out that. We just did the season finale of Acolyte or the series finale. Who knows? We'll find out in a couple weeks. We don't know. And then me and Taylor in about 48 hours will be reviewing the Boys season 4 finale. Kirkland and Taylor got Twisters going on, so that'll be tons of fun. And then next week we got a hella good lineup. We got the last X-Men retros are dropping, so look out for those. That's Logan and Dark Phoenix. We got side quests where we're going to be making like a Smash Multiverses roster fighter, but with Marvel, DC, Star Wars. Well, I guess not DC. Sorry, take that away. Disney, just anything Disney owns, it's on the table. So maybe
Yeah, I was like, I don't
DC
remember
one
the
day.
DC part of this agreement.
That's an announcement
here.
at Comic-Con. We've bought, and James Gunn is like, fuck, I just got away from them. But yeah, so we're doing that. And then, and House of Dragon, of course, is going on. And then we got Deadpool and Wolverine. And then we have a newscast because we're going to do Comic-Con predictions. And then Comic-Con we will be covering on the Saturday. The panel goes live about 6 p.m. PST. At least myself, I know Chris Balga. I haven't talked to these guys about, but every year we kind of go on a little bit before. But it will be us crossover. We haven't done it in about 2 years, but we will be with the Marvel Alliance boys breaking down the Comic-Con panel and do a nice crossover episode. So we got a pretty stacked week coming up here. So if you want to subscribe, follow us, everything's down below. Let's see. Let's get into some of this stuff. Let's get it because I got stuff to set up first. I'm gonna give Dylan the floor. What have you been watching that you can speak about? Because obviously there's some stuff we got to withhold until Geek First Day. You know, because we are doing the 2012 Golden Geeks, our version of the Oscars. Patrons voted for that year, so all of us are in the midst of watching everything that was recommended to us. But is there anything else that's hitting your fancy right now?
Yeah, that's definitely been taking up the majority of my time in the last few weeks in terms of watching time. My big highlight here is that I have seen Love Lies Bleeding finally and watched that a few weeks ago. And it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I expected from it. I think I maybe saw a trailer once, talked about it on a cast, and then kind of forgot about it, and then just saw it on some streaming service, decided to watch it. And yeah, it was really good, really intense, gave me all sorts of feels, made me kind of sick to my stomach at some parts.
It's a gross movie, multiple
it's
times.
nasty,
It's gross, yeah.
But acting is just fantastic. The story goes in places I wasn't expecting. So yeah, I was a really big fan of that one. I thought it was really good. I know, yeah, Travis, you've seen it. Taylor, Kirkland, have you guys caught up on that one yet?
No.
I mean, it's hard for me to picture the end of the year and what kind of thing would be like a mandatory pick for Golden Geeks, but I'm really curious what you guys would think of that one. I feel like it could, it's definitely going to be in some categories for me. I guess I'll put it that way, but I'll see how I feel about it by the end of the year. Maybe I'll be less hot on it, but I really enjoyed it.
I got a top 7 right now. I definitely have an acting stuff. I don't know if it's... We'll see. I guess, like, obviously, because we do 5. I guess right now, you always see where the chips fall. It's not strong enough for me to be in the first, because I feel like the third act, there's things I really like about, but there's other things where I feel it's kind of rushed, and it kind of has, like, that A24 meme where it's, like, regular movie with high concept pitch, and then really weird third act, and this is one that I feel like didn't exactly work for me, but man, it's so funny because for Kirkland and Taylor, you guys would know her. She's in Mandalorian. Katie O'Brien. She was like, remember that episode you hated, Kirkland, where it was all about just the cloning cure, and she was like the female she's with the Republic now, but she's like a secret kind of empire plant in a way. She had the shorter hair. and she kills the cloning guy. That's how much you hated it. I'm trying to think what else she's in.
Do
but
not remember that at all.
like Kristen Stewart, great in it because she's just a phenomenal actress nowadays. But she to me was a standout. That was like I hadn't seen The Vision, but now after that I was like, the fact James Gunn if he sees that movie, he should be putting out the Wonder Woman offer like stat. Like he should have got on the phone immediately to grab her as Wonder Woman because I think she'd be phenomenal. But yeah, she blew me away because in Mandalorian, like you haven't seen that season, Dylan, where she's in. It's like it's okay character. It's a fine character. And I think I saw her in something else too where it's like she's fine. So I thought, okay, did she just get this role because they need like a, bigger muscular girl because that's what the script calls for. But she knocked the socks off me. So she would definitely, I think there's other people, but I would definitely be fighting for her somewhere in Golden Geeks. Just Caddy O'Brien was just home run performance. So I'm glad he enjoyed it. I really liked that movie.
Yeah, definitely. And then other than that, me and Muds rewatched Deadpool 1 and 2, of course, getting ready for the third here. But I think I'm short and sweet today. I think that's kind of it. I've really just been, cracking those 2012 things. And then, I feel like I watch more YouTube than movies and TV show these days. So I don't know. I guess I could start tell you guys what I watch on YouTube.
Any Shark Week stuff?
No, not a big Shark Week individual. Okay. But
are you a shark individual?
Not really. I feel like when I was a kid, it was like that was the scariest thing imaginable was sharks.
Big mouth.
It's like I've never seen one,
Megalodon.
so I'm not that scared of them.
See the first thing? Did you hear the first thing Kirkland talked about when describing a shark?
Big mouth.
Yeah, that's he
Right.
he doesn't know how that
I
works.
fucking
So he
hate
saw
sharks.
it. Oh
I
my
get so
God.
embarrassed when I look at them.
yeah. They're always taunting me.
I'll
Look at
never
my
stack
mouth,
up to these
Kirkland.
sharks.
They always widen their mouth. Like obviously I can't widen that much. Dylan, are you a YouTube Premium user?
No,
Or do you
I'm
just
an ad
take on the
block
ads?
user. Yeah.
They're getting crafty with that though. Like I find even with my ad blocker, they like freeze the video, and then sometimes I'll
Yes.
have to like disable it, refresh, and then I can like re-enable
Yeah,
it, and then it'll work for a while, and then
If you have
eventually
ad block on, they make
Yeah.
it buffer and take forever to load. And I had for like 3 or 4 months, I had that, and it was pretty bad. And then I think I just like turned my ad block off, and now it's back on, and I haven't had any issues in months. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe the ad blocker. It's probably like a battle behind the scenes on the tech side. YouTube trying to detect ad blocker and then making these artificial issues, and then ad blocker getting better with their code and just like fighting back. And we don't really see any of it, but I don't know. I feel like I haven't had any issues. I probably should, to be honest, but I'm a simple man. I pay
it's
for
not
enough
cheap.
things. Yeah.
It's not cheap. I thought about doing it because I was just getting so mad. I don't have ad blocker on my TV, and sometimes I watch YouTube on that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's
if you're watching a
really
longer
get you.
video, man, they're like 55-second ads, and it's like,
Right.
Minimum.
okay, I'm gonna go take a
Minimum.
shit and then come back, I guess, and then hopefully my video is ready.
55-second shit.
That's a quick
Yeah, that's
pinch out.
that's a
yeah.
speed run.
I often if I'm watching YouTube on my TV, I'll just like plug in HDMI from my laptop. So, but yeah, when I do have to use the app, it's atrocious.
It is atrocious.
Yeah.
I love me some YouTube though.
I just picture the second Taylor Kirkland gets an app. He sees it's over
Don't
50
bring me into
seconds.
that bathroom.
He's just like whipping his drawers off and just running to the bathroom.
Like a Pavlov response. Yeah, when an ad pops up, he just has to shit.
Even if it's the same video, like, oh, I'm going again. You never know what I got. Jeez.
Oh, that's hilarious.
On that front, Kirk, what have you been watching other than those 50-second ads?
Out of the 55-second ads, I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately, actually, which
Hell
is
yeah.
strange.
Shark
I feel like it's
Week?
because I'm
Lot of
diving
ads.
deep. No, it's just like chess videos. My YouTube
chess videos. What
algorithm
channels
is
we
so
talking
heavy
about
on
here?
chess right now. So yeah,
Alright.
I'm pretty much bonged up with that. But no, 2012
Bonged up
movies is
with
is it's going back
What
to the
ch-
shit.
no, sorry. We got to stop on that. What chess channels are we talking about here?
Do you want to tell them, though?
I like Gotham Chess a lot. I've been
Okay.
following his.
revealing the
He's returned
secrets.
to the competitive chess scene. Hikaru's always entertaining
He's
to watch, but I feel like he's just too good
Carl the White.
that like you can't really learn from him because he's just like, this is what you do, this is what you do, this is what you do, and I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck
Doesn't
he's doing
explain what's going
in
on.
his
he just tells
yeah
you.
in his mind. Top Chess is an entertaining one to watch as
Okay.
well. Top Chess 1, I think, is the YouTube channel.
Aren't you worried you're giving your
Um,
secrets away? Because there's been a rumored behind-the-scenes discussion of chess games happening during Extra Life.
Oh, it's entertainment.
I don't think
it's
him
not like
giving away that he's watched
private
videos on
chess
3 separate channels who have
video.
hundreds of videos is gonna give me
You
much
never
of
know.
an advantage.
You never know.
and like just random like street ones as well, where they have like the chess
Oh.
hustlers on like New York that just like
Right.
shit talk people, and like
Amateur
those
chess.
are just entertaining to watch.
Got any
Um,
POV chess on those videos?
Yeah, they do have POV chess. No, but pretty much just been the 2012 list. I've been really going hard on that lately. Saturday I threw on Philosopher's Stone because I never knew
Nice.
that Harry Potter movies were on Crave, and I don't,
I don't
have
think
them
that came
physical.
out in
Yeah.
2012.
Warner
but-
Brothers. he's gonna pitch.
Yeah,
Philosopher's
that's
Stone.
my movie. You guys have to watch.
There's no Potter movie in 2012, right? They ended before
2011,
that.
I think, was the
Right,
last.
okay.
Wow, just missed
yeah.
the cutoff.
Just
Yeah,
missed
no,
the
they're all
cutoff.
because Warner Brothers, they got that connection with Crave, right? So that's why all that stuff's there. That's why if
I
you
don't
search
know. I never
Batman,
thought about
except for
that.
the Batman, all the Batman movies are on there, like Game of Thrones, all Warner Brothers.
The
stuff's
Batman
free.
was on there, wasn't it?
It was, but it's
initially?
gone. So yeah, I wanted to watch it just a
Bastards.
couple days ago. I own it. I just didn't have it access. But
It's on
Yeah.
Netflix right now, I think.
Mm-mm.
No? Okay.
no,
never
it's
mind.
nowhere. I was being lazy. I was like, I don't want to flip through my DVD like thing. So, but this,
Did you get just a DVD or a digital
no,
copy?
I
one
got
too?
the Steelbook Blu-ray. I just didn't want to get up and go get it out of my it was in the
This
room I was
guy.
working. Well, I was working. I got to watch the phones and stuff like that, but I will because I've been having a craving for the Batman. So I will. I
Yeah.
think that just happens now because now I am gonna. It's not a spoiler. I'm watching The Dark Knight Rises for Golden Geeks, so I can't. I'm gonna watch the whole trilogy. You can't just watch that one out. But now it's this weird thing. If I watch the Nolan ones, I feel like I have to watch the past and vice versa. So it's like even though they're not connected, it's like a nice
Interesting.
foursome for me. I think it's just like nice adult grown up Batman. You know, I love the Keaton and Kilmer ones, but it's like okay, I'm a man now. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some grizzly man on your screen.
Mhm.
So yeah, just watch the first Harry Potter movie. That was great. That's always a fun time. Relive some of those quotes that are just so
Is
memorable.
it going to kickstart the whole series?
That's what I was gonna ask. Yeah.
Probably not because I'm so bunged
Ooh.
up on the schedule as 2012 movies.
Do one.
It's,
Do one a
it's
month.
push.
Make it a whole event, like every.
That could be
month.
fun leading up
Yeah.
to Christmas time.
Yeah. Well, that's not gonna work out, but
Well, I'll skip a month.
okay.
How
You'll
many
skip a
movies are
month, then
there?
you're definitely gonna miss a Christmas. You
How
mean
many
you're gonna
movies are
double
there?
up. Isn't there 7? 8?
Oh wow. Okay. I feel like I was missing
Right?
a couple. There you
Stone-
go.
7 years, and then there's the two-parter at the end.
Yeah. Stone, Chamber, Azkaban, Goblet.
It's gonna be a low priority.
Phoenix, Blood Prince, and then the Hollows. So we got 8.
The Hollows. There you
Yeah.
go. So I got to double up. I got to
And,
kick some of these
uh,
2012 movies to the side.
Fantastic Beasts 1, Fantastic Beasts 2.
No,
There's
I am
5 or
never
6 of
ever
those.
watching those movies again. I think I've seen the first one and that's it. And I don't. Yeah,
Remember-
it's like the
remember when
Hobbit thing for me. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna let it die.
Remember when they said they're gonna make 5 of those? They only got to 3.
I don't remember that.
Bastards.
Truly.
Yeah.
And then Shay and I just continued to go through Parks and Rec. We're nearing the end of that show. It's fantastic. Have anyone here watched Curb Your Enthusiasm? On
Years ago, I've
Larry
not
David?
watched the
Yeah.
newer seasons. When he took his first break, I had taken a break.
Okay.
Phenomenal show. Like,
Yeah.
I love that humor. And it's funny because I'm not a big Seinfeld guy, but I'm a Curb
Yeah.
guy. So
I'm
yeah.
I'm kind of the same. Like I remember Seinfeld on TV, but I never like went through it. Couple like I obviously know the characters, but not really like powered through it. But no, my good buddy told me that this was his favorite
No
sitcom
name.
and like high praise. And then I threw it on, and it's funny how many like big names are kind of like in it too.
Oh,
like
yeah.
just randomly.
well, because they all love
Um,
Larry David, so they'll just go on
okay.
and do something.
Just
'Cause-
doing favors.
Yeah,
for him,
because and Seinfeld, right? It was the biggest comedy in the world till it ended, and then Friends took over, right? So like
Yeah.
in the '90s, that thing was a juggernaut. So I think it's just him and Seinfeld made a lot of connections in the '90s.
It's funny too because he like Larry David just gets thrown in these situations that like he's not really in the wrong. It's mostly just like a misunderstanding, at least in the seasons that I'm in, and it's just he's so funny, and yeah, the characters around him are. It's a very different sitcom than I'm used to seeing as well. I don't know how much it evolves. Like the show's like, is this the last season? I think that's on right now. It's pretty crazy how long it has been going.
It just ended now. Yeah. that was
okay,
the last-
yeah,
But
there
there's
you
big.
go.
Yeah, no, there's big breaks in between. That's why.
Oh, okay.
There's times where he'll just take off 5 years and like, oh, I'll come back when I want to. He's like the
Yeah.
George R. R. Martin of comedies. He
There you go.
sometimes would just stop, and that's when I kind of fell off. And I want to eventually. I think I'm just gonna start from the beginning one day. But yeah, he'll just
Yeah.
take. Oh, here's a 2-year break. Here's a 5-year break. But now it's
Yeah.
done.
Okay, there you go. But no, he's fantastic. That show's hilarious. And then the last thing that I started watching, new Netflix doc, Receiver. It's like a football one. I think they
Right, I
did
heard
a quarterback
about this.
one.
They did,
I didn't
yeah.
watch that one, but it just popped up, and this was like just today. I like had a little snack, laid on the couch. I'm like, oh, this will be a good one to kind of, fade in and out of consciousness while I'm watching this.
Great.
And
Someone's life story gonna fade in and out.
No, I was
Awesome.
really digging it. Like I really
Did you
don't
stay
know
awake?
anything about football. You know, to this day, I've never beaten Travis in Madden.
No.
I really don't understand how the game works, but I'm a. There's
I
the
really don't
balloons.
understand as you're watching chess. I'm not trying to. Everyone says football is the chess of sports. Like that's like it's very similar.
I can
Like,
understand that.
Yeah.
Totally with formations and the way that it's
Different
really playing
players,
your
different
opponent. Yeah,
pieces,
stuff like
yes,
that.
yeah.
Different pieces. I get the
You all right there,
translation. I'm
I
not.
don't know if I get that.
So
I'd
the
say it's
Are you a
chess.
football
checkers.
fan, Taylor?
No, no.
Checkers.
Oh my fucking
Actually,
god.
no. It's the backgammon. I'd say football is the
I'm trying to
backgammon.
think,
Get
how is,
backgammon.
how is football any better of a comparison to chess than any other sport?
Because I think it's the player is because lots of times where it's there's stops and starts and it's play. So it's the same way of like when you hit the thing and it goes, let's say it's you me playing and I make a move and let's say you were planning to make a move before, you get a time to stop and pause and think, where basketball, hockey, even tennis to a thing, you can kind of make a decision, but you can't in the moment just like, okay, they've done this, I gotta do that. You can a bit, but that's where with chess you get breaks and you get to really sit. Okay, I can sit here for a bit and think about where basketball, if someone shoots a 3 and you got 20 seconds left, you just got to go and get that basket on. Where in football, someone scores, you got 20 seconds. Okay, they did this. They have this many players right now. We could do this, and this. Like with the chess, like, but if you do this, you risk doing this. So that's why I feel like it's the push and pull. Where lots of other sports, you don't get that moment to really sit back and think. And it's like the same way where basketball players, they're all doing the same thing. They're getting the ball to shoot. There's a couple defensive, but the coach is like the chess player, where then the pieces there is like your king and your queen. And same thing, the quarterback would be the king. If you get hit, that's a checkmate, So I think there's tons of similarities.
I think you could definitely compare it with like a lot of sports though. Like I
No,
don't
just
think
that
it's
one.
Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, very surface level knowledge when it comes to football.
go.
But I'm just such a sucker for sports doc. I like documentaries,
yeah.
but specifically sports. I don't know. They capture the energy from it. And where are you gonna go off?
Have you watched The Last Dance on Netflix?
Oh yeah, I
Okay,
watched it
good.
like when it came out.
Okay, good.
think
I
that
was
was
gonna say that's the
around
greatest
COVID
sports doc of all time. So
It's
I feel like
fantastic.
Kirkland talked about that a lot when it was happening.
Yeah,
no.
I remember talking to you, Travis, about it. I'm like, this is so
Yeah.
much like chess.
He said,
I
I-
don't
You
know how
watched it, Travis,
wasn't
because Kirkland
listening,
suggested
but I
it.
overheard or something. That's what happened.
No, I remember that was COVID times. That was everyone was looking forward to that. So yeah, Last
Yeah.
Dance, watch that. Great stuff.
But yeah, I'll probably keep watching that one. Probably watch the quarterback one after it. But like very low priority watches. Like I said, I felt the nap coming, and I'm like, I need something on the screen to help lulling me away. But I ended up watching like 90% of it and then dozed off near the end. But yeah, no, it's really well made, and it gets me like, oh, maybe next year will be the year I start watching some football games. I don't
yeah,
know.
man. Yeah,
see.
get it, and then you can maybe try
Gotta
to
pick a
like,
team.
Get close. Just come to Green Bay with me. Just say, oh,
There
my
you
friend's
go.
a fan.
I'll be a
Or ju-
cheesehead.
Just
Yeah.
or just be Chiefs. Just be easy and be like, oh, my team wins all the
I
time.
don't want to be. That's the thing. I think it's like an old man trait ingrained in me that I've had my whole life. Is just like I don't like early
Well, the
adopting
underdog.
things or
Yeah.
like jumping onto like the thing that's hype. Like the Chiefs
Yes.
when they're hype, it's like I want them to lose. Like I'm that guy right away, and I don't really have a
Oh.
reason for it. I'm a Taylor Swift fan, so like maybe I should be a Kelsey fan, but that doesn't happen for me. But
See,
I
as
don't
we're
know.
talking-
I was born the day the Dallas Cowboys won the Super Bowl. And
Oh,
for some reason,
you're
I'm
the
just
jinx.
like I hate that, I hate that team. I don't ever want
Wow,
to be a
it's
Dallas
my
Cowboys
grandfather's
fan.
team. You were the
Your
jinx. I think
grandfather's
that's the
team.
last time. Yeah. R.I.P.
He was the
Yeah, no, I'm the opposite where I'm not like I can't say I'm a Chiefs fan, but I'm fine if they win because I like to be a part of history. So if I'm a part of the dynasty and get to see that era, I'm down for that. To get to see history made, that's cool. A couple more wins, they make history. So I'm like,
Are
yeah,
you
I'm
like
down.
a Packers fan though? So aren't you just
Yeah.
jumping ship,
No,
bandwagoning because the team's
if it's
good?
the Super Bowl, I'm picking the Packers, of course. But I'm saying like I'm not the person when you are like, fuck the Chiefs, I need them to lose. That's on me. I'm like, hey, as long as they're not the Patriots cheating and they could maybe make history. I'm like, oh, let's
best
see
team
this.
in history. There you go.
Damn, Kirkland, that new spot, the paint, just messed with his Wi-Fi. I'll start talking. Unless Kirkland, you still need to go. Anything else
That's
you
it.
watching?
That's all I got for now.
So on the Netflix front, just Taylor give you a reminder so you can remind Mass. In 2 weeks, new season of Unsolved Mysteries coming out. So look out for that. There's a trailer out for it. I haven't seen it, so look out for that. Yeah, obviously 2012 stuff. Today I finished Game of Thrones. Kirkland and Taylor noticed a little bit because I was complaining to them. They're getting my live updates, just like fuck this show. Because again, so I've watched the show. I watched all 8 seasons in 3 weeks. I was like,
It's crazy.
the eyes like that, but I got hooked on it again. And it's funny, there's some elements where it's like watching it. This is the first time I've ever rewatched the full thing. I was like, man, this is so good. And I was hoping it would help me with the ending, and it almost made that worse. So I do think I could say it's a top 10 show now. Because before I went back and actually listened to me and Taylor's review of that last season, I said, oh, I was rocky on it. Watching it all together, and because there's so many characters where let's say, oh, we're going to follow Kirkland this week, and then you don't get back to Kirkland until 5 weeks later. When you're watching it all together, now it's only 4 hours for me. It's not as bad. We're live when I watch the show. It's like, who the fuck is this guy and what's he doing? But watching it together, I'm like, oh, I know every character. I know the names. So that's been very helpful. So yeah, that was good. I'm happy done with that because I was in House of Dragons mood, just wanted to streamline through it. And there's tons of stuff too as we're watching House of Dragons, like, oh, they refer to that there and refer to this there. So it was a good watch to do. Ending is still shit. I don't care what people say. Well, lots of people agree, I guess. But I just mean, like, the people that try to defend it, it's just like, I was hoping this time with whenever that show ended, I don't know, 5 years ago, something like that. So I was hoping with a lot of time and watching the whole show together, maybe I'd warm up on it, because sometimes that happens, and not so much. So it's just, I'm just sitting there angry as I'm watching it the whole time. Those last 3 episodes, it's just tough. So did that.
Got a question for you.
Oh, yes.
You mentioned there was a House of the Dragon spoiler thing that happened when you were watching it. Has there been any more of those moments, or was it just like the one throwaway line?
No, that was the one, and I'm still hoping it wasn't, but that was the only one. If anything, it's just kind of like mentioning characters, but not their fates or anything like that. So, yeah, that was the one, and I felt justified. And again, also learning that there's just fucking every man in the show's named Aegon, but I digress. And then I had just drank from the water bottle. A couple days ago, I watched The Wrong Trousers because I was just chilling with Ellie. That was our Netflix put on. I'm very excited because got that new Wallace Gromit movie come out this year. Feathers of McGraw, my man, greatest criminal all time. He is coming back for the first time ever in almost 2 decades. So you guys should, if you haven't, partake in some Wallace and Gromit. I think it'd be up all your alleys per se, because it's good animation, but it's like, maybe the first one's really dated, but it's family oriented, but good stuff. What else? I saw Kinds of Kindness last week. I did a double feature with that and Maxine. I'll end with Maxine because I'm sure Taylor will talk about that. Kinds of Kindness was a very interesting movie. No surprise with Yorgos. It definitely was more in the vein of his old stuff, where I've always enjoyed elements of it, but it just didn't hit home with me all the way. And that's what this movie was, and with each story was like that. Like, each concept super interesting and gets super weird, and then just the result, either it's not enough or I just feel like, all right, and then we are on to the next story. But it's a beautiful looking movie. The acting is superb in it. So it's one of those where even in Golden Geeks, I don't know if it would come up, but like just purely acting stuff. But it definitely was worth a watch, and I like it a lot more than some of his other stuff. But it wasn't like Poor Things, where I loved Poor Things, and that was a surprise for me because I haven't loved his other stuff. So this was more close to the old thing. So I would say it's weird that I liked it, and I think I gave it like a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. That would be for more technical stuff, but I can still say I was like disappointed in it. I was kind of expecting a little bit more, but I definitely recommend it. If you like that style, if you like Poor Things, it's worth the watch because it's some weird stuff, and Plemons is phenomenal, and I'm happy Yorgos and him are doing their next movie together because he was really good in all the roles, and Defoe was tons of fun. He's maybe not in it as much as the other people, except for the first story, but he's tons of fun. And Stone's just, the GOAT right now. And then Stone is Stone. I used the stone to make the stones. And then we'll talk about later. And then Maxine, yeah, that one blew me away. I gave that a perfect score. Don't think it's a perfect movie. I think the third act gets a little wonky, but like and even the third act, I like up into that. It was such a great vibe, and I enjoyed every second of it. It does a great job of, so many movies try to cover like the 80s. I feel like other than Stranger Things, there's a couple others, but since Stranger Things, we've seen so many, this is in the 80s, but it just feels like people wearing the outfits or they've just changed the set a little bit. But this had the full on aura, and even like they did on a technical level, but it just
They actually
looks
filmed
like
it in the 80s.
yeah, they went
saved
back
it.
in time. Yeah,
They've been waiting.
It looked like just the filters were just spot on on those films. Mia Goth's great as usual, but it was just the vibe. The soundtrack was great. Multiple scenes that I would nominate for Golden Geek. So yeah, I gave that Perfect Score. Blew me away because X I thought was all right. Pearl I really liked, but I don't find myself going to go back to Pearl a bunch. But Maxine, I could see that being a movie that I'm going to put on a lot. Like it's one that I saw and I could have walked right back in the theater and saw again. Like it was. I was expecting to like it, but not
They'd be
to
like,
this
you gotta
level.
pay for another ticket, sir.
Yeah, I'll pay for 2 because I'm going at the next one. But
How does it fare as a capping off the trilogy there, or does it kind of feel like its own thing?
No, I feel like it does a good job of feeling its own thing, but it does fully come home. But I still don't think you need to see Pearl. Really, Pearl feels like a nice bonus.
Okay.
It's more just like a sequel to X, in my opinion. There's allusions to Pearl, but nothing. And even with X, I think they do a good job of trying to do exposition in a different way to show you what happened if for some reason you didn't see Maxine. But I feel it's a pretty good conclusion. Like I said, the third act gets a little wonky. There's a couple reveals where I'm like, all right, but it's different in a good way sometimes. Some ways it's not, but visually stunning movie. And there's some, Taylor will agree, there's some kills in there that are super gnarly. Like things
I'm still feeling that one. Oh.
things I had not seen before, or maybe I've seen a while, but like there's one kill in particular I haven't seen in a mainstream movie, and there's one that is just painful beyond all belief. It's some really good stuff, and it's just one that it made me like Jones and be like, oh, I can't wait till we shoot our next movie, because it just felt like one of those, because the movie's tons about Hollywood and shooting movies, so it felt like a more horror version of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's the way I would describe it. So absolutely love that.
Nice.
Clay's good to see you, Clay. It's never see you in the live chats. Happy Wednesday, y'all. If I'm anti-Yorgos but pro Plemons and pro Stone, it's kinds of kindness worth it. No, I think you might get mad at it a few times. I've seen a couple people that are like you that just go, this guy's the king of wasting my time. I would say it's worth it at home. I think in the theater you could get upset. One person walked out of my screening when they got to the third story. 5 minutes in, they're like, I'm done. So I think, Clay, it's better just to wait till VOD and watch it home. I think the trip, because it's a long movie too, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes, because each of those story is they give it time. So I would say watch it at home, and I'd say to everybody, I don't think it's one you need to see at theaters, but the big screen aesthetic for some of the shots is really, really good. Very well made movie. But Taylor, we also saw Maxine together because you followed me into the theater. So
Yeah, I followed you in. You were there, and we did not have the theater to ourselves. A couple other people followed us in too.
Were you the guy that walked out of Kinds of Kindness, or?
I was.
Dang.
I was one of those people that was just. I'm not gonna make that joke. That's a bad joke.
Okay. Good call. Good call. I don't know what
Proud
the
of you,
joke was,
Taylor.
but
Yeah.
good call.
you don't make a
Well,
joke. I'm gonna be like
they're-
Jack
they-
Black
they-
and throw you under the bus on Twitter.
They caught a guy that was like he fell asleep, passed out because he was twerking it or jerking it inside the kind of that movie.
All right,
remember?
kinds of kindness.
No, not kinds of kindness. Sorry, I
Was
was
he
thinking
twerking
of
it or was he jerking it?
He was
'Cause those are
jerking
the
it.
movie
Hey,
that you
bro,
saw. The movie you saw,
What,
Dylan, not kinds of kindness.
Oh, Love
Long
Lies
Legs?
Bleeding.
Yeah,
That
yeah. I
one.
don't know. That popped back in
Long
my head.
legs. If someone's jerking at your long legs,
That's not healthy.
they need to be in prison, not just like a warning, like you're going away, buddy, for a long time.
Christ.
Nelson.
But yeah, no, I saw Maxine with you. I remember when I walked in there and you didn't want me sitting next to you, so you had me sit a seat away from you, which was an interesting request, but I honored it.
Taylor didn't understand. We had the whole theater to ourselves, so I'm like, why don't you just seat one seat in between us, because then we can really just sprawl out and everything. And he just wouldn't do it for a bit. Till I had to be like, just move. Like we have the room here.
paid
Was
for
it
my
what seat?
seat.
Was it a recliner or the
No.
Grand
Just
10?
the regular. So that's
Just
what I
the
mean. Like I need to use the seat and the space I have to relax in here. So
Yeah, he was sprawled out. His pants are off halfway
I was
through.
I was jerking it. Yeah.
Was he jerking or twerking?
But Maxine was a really, really good movie. I really enjoyed it. I know where I would rank it out of the three, but it landed that 80s vibe, and there's not much else I can say other than what Travis has already
Where would you rank it in the three?
said it. I think I would put it second.
Okay.
So what? I'm
Pearl
guessing.
number one.
No, Pearl's last. I
Yeah.
feel like he likes the
Too
X,
close to
yeah.
home for
He
him.
likes-
That's why.
No, just
Yeah.
the X aesthetic. The X aesthetic to me is like it's more slasher. So like, oh, that I feel like that's more Taylor's band.
Yeah,
Again.
it is.
Yeah.
That's definitely my kind of groove. But yeah,
Where like
some-
Maxine is like a who done it. It's more like Scream actually. So
And yeah, the kills and stuff very freaky. Just the one in particular, I just can't get over that, man. It was such a quick cut scene, and it's like, you're grabbing the part of your
That's the
body
guy in
'cause
the
you're just in
theater.
pain.
That was me. Ah!
Like he was grabbing that part of his body. Right?
like blockers, yeah.
Oh, that scene's great.
Yeah.
What else have I been watching though? Did Jurassic Park 3? Madison was like, let's watch Jurassic Park. I was like, okay, I looked, I was like, I've seen that first one so many times. I'm craving 3. We just pop 3 on,
She
and
was
man,
pissed.
I love 3. 3 is so good. It's such a fun time. What else? Solo, Star Wars Story. Did
God.
that was a good time.
5 out of 5.
like
I
that.
commented
Hold
on
up
that
in
review.
2024.
You put lol.
Yeah.
That was your comment.
5 out of 5 on Solo. Get the fuck out
I
of
love
here
that
with
movie. It's just a great Star Wars adventure. A lot better than some of these TV shows.
I'll agree. I'll agree with that. Sadly, and know what I was thinking about this today too? I was
Really,
like,
you
man,
would say, Travis, you would say that Solo was a lot better than some of these shows.
go watch Acolyte and then come back and you'll be
I
like,
thought you
yeah,
guys were
you're.
liking Acolyte. Did you just have a really bad ending?
We were. No, I had a really bad 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's
Oh,
what I
that's
was
not
like.
yeah, you
good.
hate to see that.
Not good, Dylan.
Yeah, it's good. Like, oh, we're going down. Like, no. And I even thought about that today too, because I looked on Letterboxd. You can't rank Acolyte because they haven't added TV shows yet. But I'm like, I hate that we're in the era where I would rank stuff lower than the prequels. I did not think we'd get there with Disney Star Wars, and there's multiple things now I would put below the prequels. So
We don't need to get into it now, but at some point I want to hear why this show was so bad. So maybe we'll save that for
maybe next originals are bread and butter. We
or
should
24-hour stream if we're or GV Day if we have a
GV
slow
Day, yeah.
half an
There'll be-
hour. You can break it down for me.
There'll be a lot of in between. That's what I was gonna say. People too. Yeah, if you're watching that day, throw in questions and stuff in the chat because it will be not setup time, but always time in between and everything like that. So join us. We're always gonna be interacting with chat. Even if we end up like people subscribe to Patreon, making the stream go longer, that'd be the perfect time. So. Oh my God, Dalton is right. A 10 on Solo and an 8 on Dune 2 is diabolical. Yeah, what the
Wow.
hell?
So fucked, Taylor. I
Yeah.
can't even. I'm ashamed to be here.
It's just who I am. It's who I like.
I mean, that's accurate. Yeah.
Yeah. Things have changed, but stay the
Things
same.
have changed. Yeah, some things are always the same. What else has been
Kirkland, have you
crack-a-lackin'?
ever rewatched Solo? Have you ever given that number 2?
No, never,
Yeah.
never thought I needed to.
Kirkland, come on over. Bring Shay.
Uh-oh. Right?
Oh,
Oh!
I just picture the Willem Dafoe Anya. Like we knock on
Just
the
like-
door, you just open it like that.
And just like at the movie theater with Travis, he's gonna sit right next to you, bundled up, nice and close.
What else has there been? Yeah, my 2012 watch through has been going pretty good. I couldn't put it off any longer. I had to just get through Django Unchained, so I did that. Really, really love that movie.
Why? You've seen it so many times, and
I
just the other day you told me like, "Yeah, I'm gonna put those movies in the back."
It's on there, and I thought, man, I love this movie. I just saw it, it popped up, and I loved it. And I
This
actually,
fucker's not gonna see Cloud Atlas because he's watching Django Unchained. For the
I was trying to
16th
find
time
it.
this year.
I might have to rent that because it's not on.
Well, you can rent it
streaming.
anywhere: Apple, YouTube. There's tons of places
Yeah,
to rent
which is
it.
perfect. So that's what I will do. And then Perks of Being a Wallflower, I didn't realize, and I'm excited to rewatch that one. That's probably going to be my next one to see. That I watched it a long time ago with Madison. And when I was looking it up, I was like, oh yeah, this is that one I watched a little bit ago. It was an interesting kind of story with Emma Watson, and I can't wait to kind of actually pop that back on and dive into that. So. Yeah, I think
story,
last
bro.
time yeah.
This is the what you've been watching, not what you're gonna watch segment.
what I'm gonna
Fuck.
watch.
I thought you were building up to something in there, and then you were just like, no.
The last time I watched it, I think it
Still
was
going on first.
it was legit when Ezra was undergoing the whole
you're right.
the Hawaiian
Ezra, yeah.
stuff. So I think that's when it clicked for
Don't
me.
make it sound like 9/11. They just got drunk and maybe like had some troubles. It wasn't like that.
Tossed a
bad.
chair or two.
Toss a chair or two, but they're fine now. So
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of GeekVerse.ca, we got a few things here. Someone want to go get the random generator because I got a couple names here. I'll throw it in the private chat for whoever wants to do it. I don't want to do it on mine.
Talk about the
'cause-
wheel.
Yeah, the
Is that what you
wheel,
want?
but I got the names here because we'll just go wheel by person. Like then when it selects one, it goes that pern. But what that person, not pern. So what we're doing is, and Taylor, you can explain this a little bit too. We're doing a trivia battle. It's myself with a team, Dylan with a team, with the patrons, and Kirkland Patzer. It's gonna be randomized. So Taylor, can you describe? Just give me a little bit because I tried to get some information, but of course, lately he's not giving it to me. What can we expect from said trivia? How many questions? What are these categories? Is there any random reason? Are you just going to show up the day of and figure it all out? Like, what's going on with the trivia? And this is, again, August 3rd, just to promote August 3rd. We are doing an 8-hour stream for our 9-year anniversary. But if you want us to go longer, some stretch goals will probably be like, because we have lots of names in the Geekverses, we're not going to get through them all. So if we go longer, we'll keep doing those. I'm probably going to put out a call to do some Q&A questions and stuff like that. So every time a person subscribes to Patreon or ups their tier, we will go longer. The week of, we'll figure out like a time as far as which tier is worth what. But so Taylor, this is happening August 3rd. What is happening with the trivia?
So each team is going to have 125 questions.
Holy
No,
moly.
I'm kidding.
350, 250 questions.
I'm not actually doing that. That'd be fucking ridiculous.
That'd
But
be impressive to have come up with that many questions. That'd be harder for you.
Yeah.
guys.
So
Who wrote Perks of Being the Wallflower? They're all Perks of Being the Wallflower questions.
Which controversial actor appeared in Perks of Being a Wallflower and threw a chair?
who is
Yeah,
winning
which
the
city?
next presidential election? I'm kidding. No political stuff. I'm not going to that. It's what started out heavily as being just trivia focused on 2012 stuff there's gonna be those questions that are thrown in there because obviously it's 2012 is kind of the year we're focusing on, but then it's going to kind of incorporate some other questions too. And now it's not limited to one specific thing. We're going to have video games. There's going to be a movie, TV show stuff, and all that kind of stuff in there. And then I'm going to throw in probably a couple other things like some Star Wars and some DC and some Marvel. But it's not going to be like you're going to get 5 DC
There's no Marvel
themed
round
questions
like we
back
have
to
done
back.
before.
No round. So it'll be completely random. But the way I'm setting it up is in a fairly equal way. So whoever gets the questions, I don't know. That's just going to be,
Right.
I mean, luck of the draw when we come to
Gotcha.
it. But I'm trying to think of some fun other things to incorporate. Maybe like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire style, like lifelines or something like that. Something to make it a little bit fun, switch up the dynamic a little bit. But the questions that I'm putting in, I'm trying to keep them very, very on point. So I have like Team 1 and Team 2's questions. And as I'm putting the questions in, I'm trying to keep them pretty equal. Again, they have their own kind of focal points depending on whatever topic it's focusing on. And again, I can't guarantee who's going to get these questions, but I'm just trying to make sure that they're even. So if I'm doing a multiple choice question, trivia question here, where you can pick like, okay, pick A, B, C, or D. I'm making sure the other team has that exact same one lined up ready to go. So it's not just biased, like team 1 gets 5 multiple choice and team 2 gets none. I don't want any of that. I want it to be pretty even Steven as far as I can go with it. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'll cap off the questions at, but
There's 11 competitors, so that might help you with your time thing. And you get about 2 hours, so don't go over the thing. I'll give you the full
Yeah,
schedule. in a
we
second,
got
but-
11 here. So what's going on? What's going on with this?
Well, someone gets an extra person, I guess, right? So that's I don't know
This
what
is not
happens there.
necessarily an advantage or a disadvantage.
Depends on Taylor and the question.
could be a
Yeah.
disadvantage if they get the questions wrong.
So Taylor, you said this is 2012 themed ish. Like
That's how it started.
50-50, would you say? Like 75, 25?
I would say the 2012 will be like probably like 15 to 25%, and then the remaining 75%
Oh.
questions will be outside of that. So
Okay, so
It's hard to
barely
actually-
2012 focused.
yeah, it's pretty difficult to actually focus on a whole trivia being specifically 2012 because it's
Oh yeah, I would
And
think so.
the patrons are also not doing what we are doing or watching all 2012 movies, so
They
it might be a
could
little
be.
unfair to them. They could be, but they don't have to be.
Travis talked me out of it. It was exclusively 2012, but Travis said
My
that. and I
team,
thought,
I'm gonna make sure that they study up. I'm gonna make them watch every single movie from the year 2012.
All right, Kirkland, you got a wheel? I thought I saw you working there.
I
There's no
did
one
some
to work
typing
on.
down. Let
Okay.
me bring up the big.
So the
colorful wheel.
competitors, and of course, things always happen. We are doing this at 10 a.m. PST, so the stream's going to start at 9. It's going to start at 8 a.m., but
PST.
there'll be PST, but there'll be some pre-recorded stuff for you guys here being like, I gotta be there at 8. Don't worry. But yeah, 8 a.m. and it's going 8 hours. So the people that are up to bat here is Chris Balga, Marvel Alliance host, Summer Hansy, the criminal, Carl Ritchie, God Loves Me 69, Maddie Sags, Patron Clay, April Darkness, S Bubs, and Mr. Patzer himself. So
Look at the two blues touching. I don't think I've ever seen that in the history of the
haven't.
wheel.
Chris Balga and Kirkland, you got a special connection there.
We better be on a team. Maybe we go as one
Taylor and
unit.
Travis at the movie theater.
yeah.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? So how do we decide who goes first, and how do we decide gets the extra person?
Rock,
We gotta.
paper, scissors
Can we
is
spin
the
another
way to
wheel
do
to
it.
We need
decide who
another
gets to go
wheel.
first?
We need a
Yeah,
second
we do.
wheel.
We
with
get
me and
another
Travis's
random
names
wheel
on it.
going.
I don't care about first. If you get another wheel for just who gets the extra person, because Dylan go first, I can go first. To me, that doesn't really matter. But I guess whoever
I'm working on it. 1 second here.
I guess I would say whoever goes, who gets the extra person should.
I mean,
go
if it's
second,
all a
right?
random wheel, does it matter? I guess it kind of, yeah. Okay. Let's do the wheel. Let's get a second wheel.
Yeah.
We're,
so I was
we're
gonna say
bringing in the second wheel.
whoever
we got the
gets
Pokeball.
the fifth person should probably go second, right?
Wait, we're not picking the people though.
No,
So why? So
just because that's the way it would work out to get an extra person, but it's fine.
I'm
it doesn't
confused
matter.
About,
Okay.
What are you talking about right now, Travis?
spin that wheel. Spin
What
that
the
first
fuck
wheel.
am I? What am I doing? What the fuck am I doing?
Okay, looks like I'm going first.
No, you're getting the fifth person. That's what I thought that meant.
Yeah, same difference.
Okay.
I think
And he gets to go first. Look at that.
I will say
the
too.
loud
I
cheer.
have confirmed a solid maybe on Patreon. Tyler joining for the trivia.
Ooh,
Okay,
Hidalgo
so
Solid
himself.
maybe. Solid maybe.
I would say add him on here, and
okay.
then
I'll
because
throw
then that
him
makes
there.
it
He's
equal,
watching
but then-
live right now, so he can.
We're gonna put
he can
him.
defend
Yeah,
himself.
make.
Well,
him
no.
Stick to it.
No, don't add him. Put him. I was gonna say, should he
I
go
guess
on
just
my
you-
team?
He'd
Yeah.
go on your team by
Yeah,
default.
that's
I
fair.
guess. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Let's do that. Yeah, because that's fair. Because then there'd be a mix-up. So yeah, if Tyler, I want your best hiya when you show up there on GeekVerse Day. You know,
You better
Hidalgo,
show up
riding
with a
in on
horse.
better show up on
Hidalgo.
that horse for sure.
You ready?
I'm ready. Do you not? Is Mike not on the list? Oh, you might need to stop that list. I thought I had Mike on the list.
Stop the count.
Oh, Mike might have been on the second one. Let me
Shout
see
out to
here.
Mike being in the chat to
I
catch
just
us
shut-
live
I just
as
shut down
we're
the tab.
spinning the wheel. That is godlike timing.
He heard.
Okay, get him on
They,
that.
they
Get him on
didn't
that
say
list.
my name. Hang on here. Let me,
Say my name.
let me see. Did I really forget? I'm sorry, Mike.
Because that evens it up. I mean, and then maybe Hidalgo comes in for that sneaky 11th pick.
And then I think if Hidalgo's there, we do a live spin, like at at trivia. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did see Mike. Sorry, you have my sword. Sorry, and you saved me from musically. Okay, put Mike there. Yeah, and then Tyler, if he's there, we'll do a spin on that day. Okay, Kirk can get that wheel back up. But we'll have
Okay.
Dylan go first. This is the first person's on
Okay, this is
Dylan's team.
I get the
Yeah.
first pick.
Here we go.
first
Third
pick.
wheel making its appearance.
Yeah.
It's evened
Actually,
out
can
the
you make a
colors
four-
now.
Can
now
you
that
make a
Mike's on
fourth
there.
wheel? I forgot. No, joke.
No. My computer will break if you make me to add another tab.
Damn.
Here we
Okay.
go.
Looks good. Roll it.
Look at that
My
color.
first pick. My first teammate is going to be Clay.
Oh,
All right.
Look at that.
Right on. Now I like this. Clay. This guy watches a lot of movies. This guy thinks about movies. This guy knows actor names. This is a very
does.
solid round one pick, I think. This, if I had to pick, he could have been a tier 1 round 1 pick. So I'm
If
happy
I
with
would have
that.
picked round one, I would pick every single person. You know, no favorites here.
Oh, there you
Cop
go.
out.
Yeah. They're all great in their own ways. Except Carl,
got-
actually. Carl's the only one I wouldn't want to pick first. You can have him, Dylan.
I hope your first pick is Carl right
I'll
here.
do a trade for Carl. I'll trade anybody for Carl. Carl's
There we
going
go.
to
Travis
deliberately
Snell's
bring
first
down
pick.
my
I mean,
team.
we do have very knowledgeable fans in general.
Oh,
Okay.
look at that. Mike, that's why Mike spoke out. He had a vision of me being on my team, and he is. So Superman Mike,
We have a winner.
you know, I'm very happy you remind me because now I got a solid person on the team here. So
I'm writing this down, by the way, in case
Okay.
anyone else is not.
We're going to keep on rolling like Proud Mary.
Proud Mary. Oh,
Okay,
thank God.
As Travis requested, Carl Ritchie on my
Good.
team here.
Get out of here. You've lost
Rip.
already.
Well, I will welcome him with open arms.
No.
Do you guys have audio for this too?
Oh, yeah.
I
They're
must say, I
going-
never noticed like the cheers. Like, yeah, like,
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Giddy up. Yeah. Oh, what are you eating over there, Taylor? saw you sneaking. You're a bad sneaker. It doesn't work out there.
Bad sneaker.
Bad sneaker.
Bad sneakers. That's a good.
God loves me 69.
Oh.
I will admit, because we've only done one after 9. God loves 69. You are Enigma, so I don't know what you're gonna bring to the table, but you gotta bring some. This is how you can show your true quality right here. You know,
You're
gonna
prove yourself.
You gotta prove
On my
yourself
team, you don't have
here.
to prove yourself. You just show up and have fun. But on
Yeah.
Travis's team, he's gonna put you to work.
Yeah, you know. Was in music league for a couple weeks and went missing. So
Oh,
God loves
really?
69. You gotta show me.
Hopefully, he shows up on the day.
Oh come on.
Okay,
Oh,
Belga,
big
this is the king of
CB.
trivia right
I
here.
don't. No, that shouldn't be allowed.
I got the 3 C's on my team: Clay, Carl, and Chris over here.
Chris and I hosted the most successful Geek Ultimate Alliance show, you know, and it's still going. And
Civil War event.
Well, you should have picked him
incoming.
then.
I don't have the possibility to pick people here.
Well, I picked him in my head. So
His initials also stand for comic book because he's super knowledgeable on that.
or cum bucket, depends which industry you're in.
Here we
Oh,
go. Here we go.
I'm being sabotaged.
The nasty boys. The nasty boys.
Nasty boys. Great. I have Kirkland Pats here. Jeez. It's not gonna be
Oh,
awkward.
we got
the next little
chemistry.
bit.
Let's go.
Do we?
I'll
Last
try
time
my
we
best, Travis.
all right,
I
there's
promise
4
you
left:
that.
S-Bubs, Summer, April of Darkness, and Maddie here on the
Gauntlet,
wheel.
we were at odds for the last few years, and you never know what's going to happen in the next few weeks. So.
Oh, right on the edge. Okay,
Oh,
picking
to
up April,
There you go.
who sees more movies than any other human in
Yes.
existence. So,
If you get a question about Sasquatch Exorcist, she's your girl, you know?
which I
She's-
just might, knowing the guy who creates this questions is a Sasquatch.
That's
head.
true. Imagine if they're just that. They're nothing but cryptid
It's
questions.
all cryptid clues. trivia.
I
Give us
would
a
hate
couple
it.
cryptid questions.
He just takes
please.
2 hours to promote his side podcast. I'd be
Oh.
so pissed. All right,
Look
so
at
this is
look at this
mine.
powerful last 3 we have right here. Summer
Yeah.
Hansy, Maddie Sags, S-Bubs.
Oh,
The criminal herself.
I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing because
You don't
well,
believe in Hansi.
she's been known to break a couple laws. So as long as she's breaking the laws for me, I'm happy with that. So Hansi, I'm enacting you to be a criminal this go around. If you need to steal, if you need to like hack into Taylor's computer, I'll allow it. So
There we go. The
Taylor's-
Pokeball.
2
Taylor's
more.
muted himself to
I'm
make it
either
look like he's
getting
not
Maddie
muted.
or S-Bubs here.
Oh.
Right on the edge again. S-Bubs. All
Yes.
right.
Jeez, my other co-hosting guy. You took all my hosts. You took Chris. You took S Bubs.
Well, you
but
took
I'm happy to
Kirkland. He's my co-host. So
I'm happy to have
on this.
Maddie.
true.
You want to spin
And
it for
Maddie
Maddie
says-
deserves a
You know,
spin.
Maddie loves
The
the
Yeah.
biggest
So give him-
fan of the random
Hell
wheeler.
yeah.
We're gonna
There
give
you
him
go.
this cheer.
I'm happy, Maddie, to have you aboard there. So
Come on
Very
over.
much.
Come on over.
So
I
Dylan,
feel
can
like
you-
Travis got so many blue picks this time around, which is really
Lot of blue.
strange.
I'm blue out of I'm blue. Dylan, you want to read off that final roster there of the teams?
Yeah, for my team, I have Clay, Carl, Chris, April, and S-Bubs. That's my team.
Mhm.
And myself, so wow.
It's not working.
Getting some
I
downvotes.
hate-
Nasty
from,
boys.
Yeah,
from
that
the
works.
Nasty Boys.
And then what's my team looking
Travis's team has Mike, The Great God Loves Me 69, Kirkland, Maddie, and potentially Hidalgo waiting in the wings to.
Oh,
to
yeah.
go.
like?
Oh,
Hiya!
Tyler, you better show up now.
We're gonna be down a
I know he's a
point.
hard maybe. I know you're watching this, but you better show up on that.
We're gonna be
horse.
down a few points. We're gonna look up like Gandalf at the turn of the tide, and hiya! And Tyler will be there with his 6-foot horse. You know. Can't
I
wait.
want
Now,
that
Taylor,
edit
I want you to
of
pick
the
questions
Helm's
that
Deep with Hidalgo.
are relevant to my team specifically.
You want
Don't
Dylan-centric
don't
questions?
don't listen to that. Don't listen to Dylan. He's
It's gonna be like
Is there video
competitive
game questions
melee
in here too, or
questions
is it
or
just
something like
movies
that.
and
There is
TV?
video games.
Okay,
Yeah,
right on.
there's video games, TV show, and
Bullshit.
movie.
okay. And then finally, last 2 things here for GeekVerse. And we'll start talking about some news here. For GeekVerses, to give you guys some idea what the roster is going to be. So this is something we're going to do for about 2 hours. But like I said, this is probably going to be a stretch goal as well for if we continue because there's lots of names. But here are all the names people put in. Goku, Batman, John Wick, Samus, Ethan Hunt, Barry Keegan's Joker, Adam Driver's character from 65, Cliff Booth, who I'm really excited about, Caesar the Ape, Kratos, Daredevil, Lord Voldemort, Queen Elsa, 11, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Avatar Aang, Naru from Prey, Buzz Lightyear making a return, Ash from Evil Dead, that's a really good one, Mr. Jangles from Venom 2005, that's After 9 favorite, and Saspas put peak kayfabe Super Cena, which means he's unstoppable. That's John Cena, by the way. Deadpool, God,
Deadpool or Deadpool?
Deadpool.
both of them. Frieza,
Frieza.
Frieza, and
Frieza.
Kill you.
God, you don't know who Frieza is
Who is Frieza?
from
Dragon
Dragon
Ball?
Ball?
Oh
It's
no.
like the reason Goku goes Super Saiyan, man.
Cool.
Come on.
I was getting laid back then. Kill You, Predator, Martian
Comic book guy
Manhunter,
over here.
Darth Maul, Kid, that's Dev Patel from Monkey, which is very cool. Kamiko, Mr. Game & Watch, Legolas, Scrappy Doo. Gabriel, aka Malignant. So thank you, Charlie Randall, because
Hell
that's
yeah.
who I want. I needed
Great.
Gabriel in there big time. The Barbarian, Mario, and Morph. And then from Patron Tyler.
No way.
Oh yeah, that's who Charlie put in his Morph.
Oh,
Patron
that's
Tyler
good.
put in Gandalf the White, Albus Dumbledore.
Wait, did he actually put Hidalgo in there, or what's going on?
You just called him Hidalgo.
And I called him
Oh,
a dog,
okay.
but he didn't.
That's
No,
why I
he
said no
didn't.
way. I thought you.
We
said
should have.
Oh, we should
Vigo-
probably just
Vigo
add him
riding
in there.
Hidalgo.
Yeah.
The fucking
Albus
cowboy.
Dumbledore, Jon Snow, a single minion, Frank Hopkins. Oh yeah, riding on Hidalgo. There you go. So the guy who rides
Oh,
Hidalgo.
hell
They're
yeah.
a combo team. You know, we're putting them together.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like the ice
Like
climbers.
exactly.
Yeah. Rex from Rex Quandu. Who the hell do you know that, Kirkland?
Rex
Is it-
Kwon Do from Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
there you go. I don't know. White Goodman, Puss in Boots, specifically from Puss in Boots 2, which I appreciate that. Edward Cullen, and then Taylor from Planet of the Apes, so Charlton Heston.
Oh man, the largest man in history. Put him against the Iron Giant.
I'll fuck you all up. The Pool from Night Swim, and finally, Mr. Green Angel Form from the night before. So if people don't know what we do is we will get the wheel, put a randomizer, and we're gonna put it'll be the two names, and then we
You're
debate.
telling me
who
we're gonna put every one of those names in the fucking wheel?
Absolutely, we're
Craziest pie
wheel.
chart you've
Oh,
ever
no,
seen.
no,
Yeah.
put it in the randomizer list.
Oh
There's
yeah.
no way we're spinning the wheel
That too,
78,000
probably.
times.
Well, you never know. But remember, we debate two, and then we go back to the wheel. So we don't keep spinning the wheel. We'll only debate two at a time because we're on a timer. So I just want to see that wheel. But we'll
Well, I'm
see.
not putting that. Yeah, that's
No,
not a
Taylor
wheel.
already volunteered. So no, and then what we do is two names come up and we debate who we think would win. So we'll do that for about 2 hours. But looking at that list and how the old Geek Verses used to go, that'll be longer than 2 hours. So that will be one of our stretch goals. That if we get to 8 hours and then people have subbed or re-upped their Patreon thing, then if we go to 9 hours, 10 hours, we'll do more of those because there's tons of fun characters. So big thank you to everyone that went to on Patreon did that because you guys put a lot of creative people in the list. So I really appreciate that's a very fun random one. So it'll be good to bring that back. And finally, Taylor Fields, I need to get an answer from you because this week here, it's 3 weeks away here, but it's coming up. This week I took a little trip to the Field household. If people didn't see, everyone go look at the
Oh God.
the downfall of Taylor.
Whoa, that's a weird image.
Oh yeah, I didn't bring this home. I know where the keys are, so I don't know if it's breaking in, but I took a little lookaroo around his house. I found Satine's balloons. That was nice. And then
You
I
shit
ended
my
it.
cat's litter box, didn't you?
Well, and I shit in the upper part of the toilet too. You haven't checked that yet. And then as he was coming home, hit him with a nice little tack. Hit him with a hidden blade right on the neck right there. So good time. So Taylor Field, I'm tired of badgering you. I want to get an answer here. Are you ready to do this come August 3rd? Or do I got to do more things like this? Because this is just the tip of the iceberg. I have many more things I could do, you know?
I don't even know how you got the keys to get into my place.
Look at that.
This is outrageous. I'm gonna say yes because Madison can't sleep at night. She has night terrors. She's screaming. She's afraid. There's someone in my doorway. Like we think it's like someone with
That's
antlers
just
or
Satine.
something.
You should let her
like-
in. That's your child.
It's just it's preposterous. So the fact, like, look at you. This is weird, like weird fucking dimensional shit. Like, yeah, that's fucking
Oh, yeah.
weird. So I gotta get you out of my house. I mean, are you in my house right now? Just in the basement or some shit? Like,
Maybe.
fuck.
You never know. And that's why I wanted
So
to do it.
you get your match.
Okay, good. We will announce a referee in the near little bit here. I got a lot more to come up.
It's a
Gonna
risky
be-
job to be the referee of a fight between you guys.
Lots of risk can happen when
Many
you're the
people have
referee.
died in that same role.
Yeah, so you never know. We're going to take our first ad break. We'll be right back with a bunch of news now. So we'll be right back. And we are back. So Deadpool and Wolverine is coming out next week. Just to go around the board, Taylor, also you're going to have ChatGPT.
Oh, it's ready.
ChatGTP ready. But as usual, Dilmas, where is your excitement level for Deadpool and Wolverine? We are just over a week away, 8 days technically. This release will be a week away. But yeah, we are here. Hugh Jackman is back after a 8-year or 7-year hiatus. It's been Oh gosh,
years?
it's been
2018.
yeah,
right?
6 years since we got a Deadpool of any sort. So lots of big comebacks here. Obviously, people, especially Marvel's, heralding this as like a return to form. So where are you on this?
Yeah, I am very very excited. I think I've kind of I don't know. I haven't really thought about it too much, or maybe I feel like maybe I've missed a trailer, which is probably not true. But I guess I feel like I haven't been overexposed to this, like what happens with a lot of Marvel things for whatever reason. So I'm kind of coming in with like maybe lower, like I don't really know what to expect to a certain extent, but I'm still just that team up is just going to be so much fun. We've heard so much about cameos, and even in the trailers, just getting glimpses of certain characters or locations returning. I just think it's going to be a damn good time. And yeah, after watching the first two again, kind of forgetting like, oh yeah, that happens at the end of Deadpool too. Like we kind of have like the doors broken wide open in terms of all the stuff we can do, and they don't even need to worry about like how it makes sense because they kind of set that up pretty well. So yeah, I'm very very excited for this. I don't know where it'd be on might be my currently most anticipated for the rest of the year, but maybe that's just because it's coming out next week. But yeah, kind of snuck up on me too. But yeah, I think I'm at peak hype level, I gotta say, for this one.
Well, it's funny because we did that retro, and even like that last end credits of him, going back and talking to Wolverine. It feels like they've been planning this the whole time, when really they haven't. But it really feels.
Yeah, I totally
like
forgot
that.
about that specific scene. Yeah.
Taylor, have you seen the cheeked out Deadpool Xbox?
I did. I saw it this morning, and it was pretty fucking spiffy. Oh my goodness! They do the close ups of it, showing the texture and everything over the controller.
I like the texture, but would you like the butt cheeks? Like, I feel like that's gonna get in the way
Very
of
intrusive.
the play. Yeah. Oh, I see Dylan looking up now. I see.
No, I'm trying to like. I've seen it. I'm trying to picture my hands, and if my fingers would go where the butt is, or if I would just hold the edges and
under
not
the butt. Yeah.
really notice it.
It's weird because I don't know if I've really held anything that's kind of like that before, but like
You've never held a butt before?
Not a cheek grabber, eh? Interesting.
I'm more
Get
of a.
those away from me, woman.
I won't go there.
I'm more of I walk right up to my wife and just grab her. Jesus Christ.
I just think that I like to wrap my fingers around my.
Okay, Taylor.
Here, I got a great example here. I got a nice.
We're not gonna make it to Deadpool and Wolverine. I like to wrap my fingers around.
I like wrap my fingers. I need to be able to do this with my fingers. I need
and
to.
the
just,
cheeks
like,
would get in the way, probably, right?
They
the
might
cheeks
not,
definitely
though.
would, because like my fingers would be out here, and it's like I can't have that.
No,
I
the
need
cheeks are in the back, aren't they? Aren't they in the behind?
Yeah, so my fingers are out here. I don't want my fingers going in the crack, and the cushion that is like here and here from the cheeks. I don't want that
It
to be
looks like a
pushing my
very
hands
soft
up.
butt, though. It looks like a very soft fabric. I know it's not fabric, but it looks very soft.
Maybe it's a good grip actually. When you get it, you never know what you're missing.
It's true. I mean, I didn't realize what I was missing until I started playing with raised triggers. So maybe I need that
Whose
grip on the back.
triggers?
Raised triggers. I put trigger razors
Raymond?
on my controller. Better accuracy.
You like that, eh?
Hell yeah.
I found
do.
it too stretched out for my hands.
Depends on the game.
Teach their
Depends
own.
on the game.
Oh no, your hands small too. Have we
Small
not
nose,
talked
small
about
hands.
this? Yeah.
You
Let's
son
just
of
be a
bitch.
bitch to eat.
Do you play like this, Kirkland? Are you one of these players?
The claw.
It's just, I actually
his
said on my
fingers.
Xbox Connect, and that's how I play. All motion controls.
Nice.
Oh man, where's your excitement level, Taylor, for the movie?
My excitement level is just, god damn, it's through the roof right now. Like, I just wrap my fingers around this movie and just.
Hold on for dear life.
But no, I can't believe that we're here. I can't believe that we're here at this point in time. I'm really, really stoked just to watch this movie, to see the Easter eggs, the cameos, the callbacks, the call outs to all these different movies that we've gotten to indulge in so far. And I think it's just going to be a real good film that just brings a community that is, dare I say, divided right now because of the different projects we've gotten. I feel like we're certainly not a Infinity War and Endgame community like we used to be, and that was definitely where you have the community all as one whole together, just stoked to see what's going to happen. And now we're in the phase of division. I feel like this is the movie that's going to bring everyone back. Whatever you think about those old X-Men movies, everyone loves Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and I mean everyone has just always wanted Ryan Reynolds to be Deadpool, and now that Marvel is keeping that in true form, keeping him as Deadpool, and just the fact that we're getting light tidbits of having our universes cross over with the multiverse, where it's that original X-Men and so many other different mediums, and now we have this movie that's really going to embrace it and emphasize it. I think that just spews out more excitement and hype, and everyone that I talked to and I mentioned the movie, they're excited for it. They're excited to go see it. So I just think that this movie is going to do really, really well. It's going to have a real positive effect on the community, and with that, I'm all ears. I'm all eyes. I'm all fingers. Let's go.
Kirkland, what are you doing with your small fingers?
What am I doing with my small fingers other than getting them? Check it out, I pinched it, and a lot of blood came out. That's a little update from yesterday's. So it's feeling better today, since you mentioned my fingers. But
Good.
I'm pretty damn excited for this movie. I feel like it's been ramping up, especially going through like Deadpool Retro and just rewatching those movies and just like seeing what's possible with this character, and then of course doing Logan, and then it's just like, man, I am ready for this movie. New Marvel Snap Battle Pass going with the Deadpool theme too. Like, it's just everything's aligning for this. And last week, for some reason, I thought it was this week. So like coming into this week, I'm like, yeah, it's Deadpool week. And then I think it's because like I think I looked at the yeah, I think I looked at the calendar and it said like Deadpool. For like Deadpool predictions.
Yeah.
It's like, holy fuck, it's coming. But so that's a little bit unfortunate. But
on Wednesday,
on
a Wednesday screening early day.
I gotta move my Twisters movie for this. But no, I'm very much excited for this, and yeah, I'm really excited for like the theater environment too, because I think this one more so than recent viewings, it's gonna be pretty packed. I'm expecting that for especially like the Thursday viewing, and if it's not, like, I'm gonna be kind of concerned. I feel like this would be the movie. This would be like an Avengers level selling out movie. But I have a lot of faith, and I think it can only not meet my expectations, I guess. Like I
under deliver, underwhelm.
Yeah, like I would be surprised if it over delivers, but that would be great. So
yeah, I was just trying to see where what
Travis, since you're
stuff.
going there, I
Since
did some work
where?
over here. Look at this wheel. That is the
Oh
wheel.
my
Oh
God.
yeah,
For the
that's
GeekVerse's wheel.
fantastic. Oh, that's great.
Look at those colors.
How'd you remember all those characters? Or did you go to the Patreon post?
I did the Patreon post.
Okay, I'm like, that man's a fucking genius. Look at him. Yeah, I don't know
That
the
is
screen.
a beautiful color.
The Deadpool Wolverine for the Thursday. I don't know. It's looking pretty bad there.
No, that can't be Deadpool, you
joking,
memer.
yeah.
What is that?
Twist-
That's Quiet Place Tonight.
Oh,
I just
it
took
is
one.
a quiet place.
Yeah, I just took one that I thought would be like have nothing right now. What it's like, because you're seeing the 7 p.m. I'm guessing on the Thursday, right? Oh yeah, look at that. Fuck
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Oh yeah, I'm
There's
there
even
too.
some in
Me
the
and Emily
front
are
row.
there. Yeah. There is. There's the two people. Yeah, I'm excited to be back in that crowd. It's weird because my excitement peaked when Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman dropped that video like 2 years ago, and it's never dropped since then. There hasn't been any, like, I guess I don't think I had any worries once they announced it. My worries was, is this ever going to happen? Because they kept talking about it, but there's no date, there's no directors. It was always like, yeah, we're working on it. So once it was confirmed that 3 was a go, Sean Levy was there, and Jackman was aboard, it's been the top. I literally don't need a trailer. Obviously, we do on the cast, but if it would have just been that video of them on the couch talking, that's fine for me. Everything I've seen, I like so far. Maybe there's some stuff I agree with people that, yeah, maybe visually some of that desert stuff's not like looking the greatest, but like I don't know if it sounds bad, but I'm not holding it to that esteem. We're like, oh, I hope this looks like Dune 2. It's like, no, I'm not really expecting that from this. I'm also not wanting to just be a piece of shit like cardboard cutout, Happy Meal movie. No, I'm not saying that, but there's certain things where that's not going to be a huge, like, oh, that's bringing that really down for me. So yeah, I guess it is a dangerous place because I feel like I can only be disappointed, but I don't think I'm going to be. I trust Jackman and Reynolds in the team with this one. I just feel like Jackman, he wanted to come back, but I also think unless he needed a payday, if the script was not up to snuff, he wouldn't have done it. I really don't think so. So, or at least at least with the Wolverine stuff. I can't speak for the whole movie and Wade's journey, but at least the Wolverine stuff would cover. And yeah, excluding Hugh Jackman, excluding Heath Ledger, Hugh Jackman is the Wolverine GOAT. There's nobody that does a better job at their role, in my opinion. So to have him back, and I'm excited for all the cameos and everything. But as I've said before, it could have been these two in a car for 2 hours, and I'd be fine. So I can't wait. I'm at the peak, and it can only go down from here. But I hope they just meet it. That's what I want. I just want a great time at theaters, and I think they're going to deliver there. So. As usual, right now, it is projected to be the biggest rated R opening, anywhere between 140 and 165. So I like to get these numbers and crunch them. To put it in perspective, the top 10 of opening weekends of all time goes from 191, Age of Ultron, all the way to Endgame at 357. Obviously, it's not going to do that. To put in perspective, also kind of crazy when everyone talks about MCU being in trouble. Doctor Strange, 11th biggest opening at all time at 187. But where do you guys thinking? Do you think it's going to meet those 141, 165? Do you think it's going to pull an Inside Out and overperform? And again, it is rated R, so this would be the biggest opening for it. But rated R movie, there's not even a radar movie. I don't even think in like the top 50 here. So okay, Deadpool and Deadpool 1. Those are the only rated R movies, and Sorry, there you go. But they're all at the bottom.
For Deadpool 1 and 2?
Deadpool 1 was 132. Deadpool 2 was 125, and then It was 123. So those are the three, and they're all in like the 47, 49, 50 slots. So rated R movies being that high is not the norm, because obviously you do cut off a portion of the audience. So what we all thinking? Over, under?
I think this is going to be a big one, man. I feel like the marketing has been there for this, and I think it kind of sells itself to some extent as well.
Yeah.
If you see Jackman's back, like that's going to get people. You see a third Deadpool, that's going to get people. And then when you get that crossover going and like all the marketing things they've been doing for it, I think that expands it as well. So I'm going to go pretty. I think this is definitely going to be the biggest R-rated opening of all time. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I think what was Deadpool 1 again? That was
132.
132. I think I'll jump up to 162. That's where I'm going.
62. Okay, the 30 jump.
162.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Patzer.
I'm going to say over 150, under 160. So under the projected. Because the projected was
140 to 165. So you're
so I'm in the range.
You're in the lower. Yeah, you're in the lower tier of the range, though. I'd say.
Yeah,
so,
I think 150. Like I think it will beat the first two Deadpools. I'm kind of surprised the second Deadpool didn't quite meet what the first one did.
But
only
8 million
think
drop though. Like not too.
It's
bad,
close.
Right?
Yeah, but
it came out. Remember the same month as Solo and Infinity War. So I think it had Infinity War.
Everyone went to Solo. That's right. Yeah.
And then walked down and returned their ticket.
Yeah, there's no competition for this one, really. Right?
No,
it's not gonna be Twisters, and I don't think there's
a graveyard out there right now.
I'll see what's coming out in August, but I think it's pretty clear. Like August, you got Borderlands, which I'm sorry, it's gonna eat shit. And 16th is Romulus, but I think like even Alien, like it has an audience, but I don't see it as like the Deadpool killer.
It's like 3 weeks away.
Yeah, 3 weeks, and then the week after is The Crow, which that's another movie that's gonna eat shit. So yeah, it kind of has July and August to itself, the summer months. So
yeah. I think like the build up to it, obviously the long awaited pairing. This being the first Disney Deadpool as well, like there's
lots of material,
curiosity of what's gonna happen, and yeah, like the references that they can make. So, but I still don't think it'll be so crazy. Just I don't know. I don't. I would be surprised if it does breach like over the 160s. It would just, I think, say that, I guess, just the realm of going back to movies is getting up there again. I don't think it's fully been recovered since COVID. I don't think the numbers have quite been there, but I'd be surprised.
I'm going to go the opposite, and I'm going to say it's... The tough thing, I want to be bold, because I look at it on paper, and I just feel like, even though it's rated R, this should be Multiverse of Madness, which is 187. Like, I want to be bold and say it'll do that, because it's like... I feel like people like Hugh Jackman and Deadpool more than Doctor Strange, right? And I like Doctor Strange, but I just mean like the anticipation. So like my like realistic, I'm gonna pick a number. My realistic is like 175, but then my heart, I'm saying like 190 plus. So I'm gonna because like my example is Inside Out had that a couple weeks ago where it was projected and then it was 30 million's over, and if it's 30 million over, it breaks. Like it does better than Ultron, it does better than Strange. So if it does better than the fucking Lion King, if it has that moment where it does like, oh, more people are showing up, I think it can have that. So I'm gonna be bold and I'm gonna say, oh, I don't like this. I'm gonna say 189, a couple million over Multiverse of Madness. I'm gonna say it's gonna have an Inside Out 2 bump, and people are gonna really come out when they know, because summer's busy, but when they know, hey, that movie's out this week, people are talking about it. You got the weekend. That's what I'm gonna say. I think I'm more realistic in the 175, but I want to be bold for the podcast to have some fun. So I'm gonna say 189, and it's gonna crack that top 10. It's gonna. Actually, would it crack the top 10? No, that's 191 with Ultron, so that's fair. But, and you never know, right? Like, I know it had Tobey and Andrew, but even without them, like, Spider-Man No Way Home is the second biggest opening of all time, which it's bigger than Infinity War, which is crazy to me. And that's where I just feel like there's some of that. We don't know what cameos are in this movie, so if that starts to spread the word, too, of like, oh, you got to see it for this, So I'm going to say 189. That's what I'm going with. Taylor, where are you?
Projected for 140 to 165.
And we will talk about this next week on news, because next week we're going to do a bunch of draft updates. So we'll talk about some of the box office then. So
It's funny how close, the top three are with It and Deadpool.
Yeah.
And then, like, Joker is not even breaking 100.
no, but it's bigger than all three of those. It's funny, eh?
Yeah, that is funny, actually.
Yeah, just good
It's
legs.
the billion out of the bunch.
Yeah, it's the only billion rated R movie. Yeah, which we'll talk about in a second.
I think it's gonna do better than these in the opening weekend. I feel like it's gonna gross probably. I'm gonna say 185.
Oh, you're just.
I think it's gonna be high,
range?
but yeah, I don't think it's gonna be super high. I think it's gonna pick up, and it's gonna have a successful second weekend and a third weekend, and
That'd be the 12th biggest opening of all time. I'd say that's pretty high. Yeah.
That is pretty high, yeah. And I
low, no adrenochrome release, but
yeah, we're in the negative 12. Okay, Taylor, then I bounce to you. Do you think it makes $1 billion? The $1 billion question.
Yes.
Okay. Inside Out 2 did that this year, last year. Oh, there's only been a couple since COVID happened. Shit, what happened last year? Mario and Barbie, yes, thank you, Dylan. And then Oppenheimer 950, so almost $1 billion. Very impressive.
I think this is a movie that has rewatchability to it. I think people that are going to go see it once are going to go see it again. They're going to want to take their friends to it, and I think that's what's going to really sell a lot of tickets. So
summertime, like we said, not lots of comp. But I agree. The only thing that stops this is if this movie is like really disappointing. Like it's a thud type of, you watch, you're like, oh man, they really missed the match. Or if it is something like, I don't think it is, but imagine if you watch it and you go, oh, this feels like a Disney Deadpool movie. Even if it's rated R, that is the one thing. If you lose the factor of Deadpool being cool, and then the other thing too, if you like sully, like if this movie sucks and Hugh Jackman came back for this, then I feel like that word spreads very fast. I think it'll be like Ant-Man, where that word spread super fast, and the next week it had a huge drop and didn't even go past $500 million. So I think like, if it's disappointing, people be like, oh yeah, they really ruined Logan, and now it's Disney's Deadpool, and that sucks, But I'm
Monday
going
morning, Kevin Feige hands in his resignation. He's just
He's out. Goes over
He's
to
done.
DC.
that chapter's over, gentlemen.
This is the movie that was supposed to save him, but I'm gonna say $1 billion. I think it would have been harder for me if Inside Out 2 didn't do that. I know that's a weird comparison because it's kids movie and whatnot, but it's just like that had such an overperformance, and for me, Inside Out 2 is not the movie I pegged of. I thought it doing well, but the fact it's gonna become the biggest animated movie of all time is fucking crazy. That doesn't make any sense to me. I didn't think that many people love Inside Out, the first one. So that's why I feel like when we talked about a lot of those bombs, like Fall Guy and some other things earlier, I think it's just people were saving their money for some of these like bigger summer movies, like this, Inside Out, or Despicable Me, Inside Out. Even Twisters is like gonna pull good. What was a couple weeks ago that like Long Legs didn't do like like whatever numbers, but it's like breaking records in a different way. There was another movie that came out recently that did good, I thought. And it wasn't Quiet Place. There's another one, even Apes. But I just feel like now maybe it's not so much of, oh, the box office is broken. I think now just people are really picky. So I think they would pick this movie. So I'm saying $1 billion.
I'm going to go under $1 billion. I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to go still pretty high. I'm gonna say 920.
Oppenheimer territory. The
A little less
almost,
than
but not.
Oppenheimer. Yeah.
920.
I don't know. It easily could for sure, but I just think for an R-rated movie, it's really hard to do that.
There's only one that's done it. Joker. That's it.
Exactly, and I don't think this one's gonna be it. I don't think it's gonna match that. I feel like there's a different type of smell in the air when Joker managed to do that. I still think the hype level is pretty high for this, but it's to me it's not where Joker was. If it was just such an anomaly or such a question mark, whereas I think this is just to some people they'll be like, oh yeah, I'll watch it on Disney Plus in 2 months. For a lot of people, that will be good enough for them.
That's fair. Kirkland.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it the Billy Goat's gruff on this one. The big Billy, the big over the 1 billion mark, maybe 1.1, just to have.
Oh, a little
just to
extra
have
there.
the 2 1s on there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Separated by the dot. But yeah, I think there's really something special about this. I think this will be, like my first weekend number was I think it's gonna be 150 confident, but I think the longevity of this is really gonna be where it shines and gets to that mark. And I don't know. I this one for some reason I could see it having like a Top Gun Maverick thing where it's just in theaters for like ever. But I don't know. It is harder that it is an R-rated movie because I feel like that it might taper off, but I don't know. There's something about it. I'm gonna put my chips on that.
Yeah, maybe the hue gets you that. I'm gonna say it won't be like Top Gun Maverick where it's playing in the winter and everything like that. But you never know.
Huge jacked man is coming back.
All right. Speaking of that, man, do they touch upon Logan at all? And I'm not saying just like in one universe you die. Like, do they go anywhere near that? Is this Wolverine a variant of that Logan where it's like it went well, or is it just that they completely bypass it? They treat it like PSVR and they just skip it and like, yeah, this is just a new Wolverine. Here we go.
I think he'll get plucked out of a notable moment from another movie. Now, I haven't done the rewatch enough recently to give you that kind of timeline and what would make sense. But I think we'll see something like that. Yeah, that's a good question. Would we touch on what happens in Logan?
And it's tough with your thing, though, because I don't know if it would get plucked from the movies, because remember in the movies he didn't have those suits, and now he has a suit, right? So
well, it's not like he's always wearing the suit. Like
no, but I mean,
off.
But in the movies, he never wore that suit. That's the thing. Remember that yellow suit never existed in those original movies.
Mm-hmm.
He never. So
yeah, I mean, I think he gets plucked and then he gets given the suit at some point.
here, take this
for some reason. But I guess that does make that does spin up a good side thought of maybe he was plucked from a universe where he was wearing that suit already. Because he's not the kind of guy that wants to get decorated up, But maybe, but it's Deadpool, so they can make anything pass with a joke. I feel like there will be some sort of reference, but it might just be like a passing fourth wall thing on what happened to him and Logan, and how they just kind of like didn't retcon it, but they just kind of ignored that because they wanted to, because they knew it would make money, something like that, specifically. But yeah, I don't think we'll, go to some TVA situation where he goes and watches himself die or something. I don't think we're gonna go that far with it.
I think you could see that moment on the screen, but not like Logan watching it, just them talking about Wolverine and them showing
Could easily
moments.
be on a screen at the
Yes.
TVA too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then the second part is I agree with you that there'll be just like a fourth wall break of like, oh, I know lots of you didn't want this, but isn't it great he's here? Like something like that. I think they'll allude to that way. I think it's the best course of action just to do not the Toby and Andrew route, do this is a guy. Even though they did that in The Flash, and that didn't work out. If this is Keaton as Batman, it's not that Batman, it's a different Batman. But I think that's the best course of action here, because if they said, hey, we want to not touch Logan, well, that's the best way. In that universe, he's still dead, didn't make it. This universe, perfect. He's somewhere else. Plus with all the other X-Men too. I think that's the other thing too. I know Fox continuity always sucked, but if you go to a universe where you pluck them and all the X-Men did this or that, you don't have to worry about continuity. It's just, hey, this was a new timeline and we took them from it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you guys. I think there'll be some image capture from that movie, but not necessarily like a big tie to this Logan being attached to like that, and that's really what impacts his story. It's definitely could picture some fourth wall breaks. It's almost like weird if there isn't, because like that's the last time we saw Logan, and then here he is now with Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds able to just say whatever he wants for the fourth wall break. So yeah, I think it'll be to that extent, but not really like a story reason. Like I'm not expecting Boyd Holbrook to come out on the screen and start doing
You're my
things.
hero, Logan. And then he gets sucked up. Yeah. Taylor, Logan, no Logan. Tis is the question.
Tis the question. I think that they're just plucking him out of a random timeline, and I'm very much okay with that. I don't think that we need it to be a specific one connected to what we've seen before. I feel like in some shape or form, all these different experiences that we've seen Logan go through in these previous films, you could still attribute it to this Logan, because he's, in his own way, he's gone through these same experiences, but I'm just curious how they're going to highlight his background, because Deadpool's going to be throwing shade at him and shitting on his past, and I think that's how they're going to share the story with us, right? Of what happened in his world, and how the mutants, did they all die off? Did he kill some? What is weighing on him as a character? And so I think that's going to make it very interesting to see how Deadpool kind of cracks that from him, or maybe even the TVA kind of gives a little bit of a description on what is with this Wolverine, because they say like, oh, he let his world, what do they say? He let his whole world die. Yeah. So there's a little bit of monologuing about his past. So I'd like a little bit more, and yeah, I think you just make him your own. And if they make this Wolverine their own, then they can bring this Wolverine back in future projects as their own Wolverine they've created. Like, this is the best time to do it. So.
And that's what I was going to ask you. You can start next. What happens? What is the fate of this Wolverine? Our main Wolverine, because I know there might be other Wolverines, but this Hugh Jackman Wolverine, what's the fate of him?
Oh, he's alive. He doesn't die.
But
think
like, does he where does he go then? If he's alive, where does he end up?
I think, was it a What If? It was in the What If series where, which character was it that was plucked because hers was no longer viable, and they plucked her into
Black
a different
Widow.
as Black Widow, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you could get something similar to that, where maybe they say, hey, Logan died in this universe. The X-Men couldn't save him, so here you go. We're gonna drop you in here with your family again, or something like that. I wouldn't be shocked if they pulled that card. Or he just continues on with
Drop him in the
Wade.
middle of Logan.
Yeah.
Drop in that time frame.
He was the clone in Logan. He was actually killed.
Shit.
God.
Damn. That
Was he
sucks for
X-24?
Charles.
Is
Yeah,
that
what it is? X-24, yeah.
Damn. Sorry, Charles. Yeah. That's always the interesting thing to me. Like, yeah, they're not killing Hugh Jackman again, because I feel like five of them are smart enough to know, well, we can't outdo that, so let's not do that. And my whole thing is just, and I don't know if it is an end credit, so maybe I'll wait, but I just don't know. Does he get dropped where he come from? Did he get dropped, like you said, Taylor, like in a world that needs Wolverine? Or does he just end up somehow in the MCU? I feel like I don't know why I'm leaning towards like something's going to go wrong and he's going to end up in our mainline MCU. And I don't even know, because do they want to... Maybe I'll take that back, because I know he's for sure coming back, but in this movie, do they want to leave it so open-ended? Maybe not. So maybe I'll take that back and I'll say he'll just go back to his universe just to be, or maybe he'll come to Deadpool's, but I don't really know what the state of Deadpool's universe is going to be, because I feel like Deadpool's going to end up in the MCU, but I don't think Vanessa and Teenage Negasonic Warhead and Colossus are going to follow him, right? Like, I feel like he's the only one that survives it. Like, I just don't see them taking the supporting cast. So.
But isn't Deadpool? I mean, Deadpool's universe would be the same universe as this Wolverine, or
not if they
as
pluck him
Wolverine
from
the
somewhere
past.
else, though, right? If
Yeah.
they pluck him, like, let's say he's this Wolverine's from the Monica Rambeau as Captain Marvel one, you know?
Yeah.
Or who's Monica? What's the other one's name again? There's Monica. What's her mom's name? Maria Rambeau. And like where Miss Marvel ended, or fuck, there's too many of these people. Where Monica Photon ended up, where her mom is Captain Marvel. There. What if they're plucking Logan from that universe? You know?
Which there's Beast in that universe with
Yeah.
a different. Well, I guess the same Beast that he's worked with before in the past.
Yeah, but not exactly, because he looks a little different. So that's where he might not be in the exact same universe. There's a Wolverine there, but the same way there's a Scarlet Witch in that like 318 universe or something, right? Multiverse. It's always clear and whatnot. But I think I take it back. I think he'll get a new lease on life, and wherever he's going, he's gonna plan to do good. And that's what it is. He won't die, and I just don't think he'll up in MCU. I would like that because then it confirms right away, okay, he's already here. Like, I don't know who I'd want him to bump into. Like, who would be a good character to signify our MCU? Like, he's there. Is it just Strange? Is Strange the go-to of like, hello, Logan, you're in a weird place. You're in a strange place now. And then you get the cool Wolverine will return gimmick, you know?
I guess, to some extent that makes sense because he interacted with Professor X, so there could be some connection
Mhm.
there. In terms of character, yeah, who else
That's
would be
true.
a good fit?
I think that's
Tom
it.
Holland.
Or is it just
Tom Holland
Wong?
Spider-Man.
Wong too is always a go-to. Yeah, see, Bob said that right when I said the goat Wong. Like, yeah, I think Wong's
Yeah.
always a go-to. Trying to think of somebody else though, because I just feel like those two are always the go-to. Like, I'd like it to be someone out of the box. Fuck, you know what I'd want it to be is he gets sent to a different universe, but it's not the MCU, and you fucking hear like Toby's voice or something. You're like that I would be losing my marbles over.
I think
Like,
it's
oh
too
man,
soon for that, right?
But think about that tease. You get to. I think you're right, but I
He
just
bumps
don't.
into Scar. That's our next
Oh
appearance of Scar.
God, Scar!
Tying
I
us to
forgot
the
about
MCU.
Scar. Yeah, I think it has to be Stranger Wong. I can't really think of anybody else they would pick, to be honest, because I don't think you just like bump into Captain America or Daredevil and be like, "Hey, Logan, where are you?" or "Who are you?" You know. Nick Fury was still Two Eyes. Oh, that could be fun, because then you'd know you're in a different time frame or multiverse. But
I like that thought.
any chance Chris Evans, like he bumps into him in World War II era, something like that.
That'd be fun.
I'm gonna say no, but that is fun. I like that.
Yeah.
I just don't think we'll get much of that point of the story. Like, I think we'll get a post-credit, end-credit thing, which is just loosely setting up those two characters, like joining our 616 mainline MCU, or like, that they could be tools in that toolbox going
Yeah.
forward, presumably for Avengers, but who knows, maybe something else. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna get anything more substantive than like them just planning to go to that universe.
That's fair.
So yeah, I don't think we're gonna see any of those interactions. I think they'll have enough cameos with like the legacy characters and the older characters that they decide to bring back, or the weird one-offs. Like, this could be an opportunity. Like, maybe Chris Evans comes back as like Human Torch for this. Like that could be the opportunity.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be a
for
fun
something
end
like that.
credit. Yeah, that'd
Mhm.
be. But I guess they probably shouldn't do that, because I guess they did like my pitch. They just did that with Maria, right? Or Monica with Beast and Photon, where she woke up in a different universe, right? So that'd be almost too similar. Wolverine waking up somewhere else and like, hey, you're in the 616 now.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of like what this whole movie is? We're just going to different
Yeah.
universes and interacting with people.
I just thought just because it's the end credits, the same as that in Marvel, right? But I guess people didn't.
No
see
one
this-
saw that movie.
Yeah, no
so.
one saw it. They can do it again. Yeah.
I think that will be actually pretty much the end credit is like very similar to what the Marvels was.
Oh, really? Just
I
exact
think
same
it's
scene.
different characters, but like it's also just laying the groundwork for these collaborations to happen, right? Like leading up to the Secret Wars event, and I don't think I would have a problem with that, even if it is very samesies. Like, I'm not expecting him to go through a portal in space, then waking up to Beast being, unless it is just like Beast, but like a different version. But I think there's a lot more
Again,
other
a
characters.
third
that's,
Beast.
yeah, I think there's a lot more other characters we can explore in that avenue, and to just like I think it'll be set off in a way of like, okay, yeah, we will see Logan again, but like it will be for that, like it'll be Secret Wars, not like, oh, it's a new franchise, it's a new Hugh Jackman signed another 10 movie deal. Like I don't think he's that free these days.
Fuck. Not
Um,
Nicholas Holt Beast. I don't
No,
want.
he's not. He's not.
just the big blue feet.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's not even Beast form. He's just there. All right. Let's take another ad break and we'll continue in a second. We'll be right back. And we're back. All right. So on the opposite side, that I guess to tie in this thing, I think I think Hugh is going to get the same ending Andrew and Toby got, where they're sent off, they could be brought back. Because I feel like what we're pitching is probably more like, wouldn't it be more likely to do a Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds, where there's probably a greater shot? Like, I think they're both coming back, but he hasn't been in the MCU, so him waking up the MCU or something like that. And I feel like that's more, it makes more sense. I just feel like people would believe, like, if you do that with Hugh Jackman, you almost have to promise people that they're going to pay off with this, where with Ryan Reynolds, I feel like, well, that's kind of a given, and I feel like they're at least going to do something with him. So, like, him bumping, and he could bump into anybody. He doesn't have to bump into Stranger Wong. I think he could bump into Hulk,
into
or
Venom.
he could bump it.
Morbius.
Let's not do those ones. But so I'm actually going back. I think he's just gonna get some happy ending, new lease on life. They'll call him back when need, and Deadpool will be the one that gets trapped or put somewhere different universe. But I think it would be fun if it's the 616 because it's our universe and something. If I had my druthers and pick, it would be Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but I don't think they'd do that. But I think that would be tons of like a very fun setup, and then have a fun little back and forth for a minute, and him trying to explain what's going on. But that's my prediction, and I just think he loses the side characters and have to say goodbye. I don't think they come over. Sorry, team.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people to bring over, and I think
No.
I don't like in the trailer we have that dinner scene, right? But I don't think we're gonna get much of those characters at all. I think
No.
we're gonna kind of say bye to them. What do you guys think the logic is for that though? Because from Deadpool's perspective, like it's established very firmly, like this is a family movie at the end of 2, and like this is the family. So why is he so motivated, or why does he kind of just discard them?
I don't think it's by choice. I think it's going to be just that universe ends.
Really?
Like what do they a convert? What is it? A convergence? No, it's something else.
Pruning.
What do they call it?
Not pruning. No. Remember, it's what.
Isn't that what you're talking about? Pruning it?
No, it's not what Monica went through, and it's like what Clea at the end of Doctor Strange is like. There's a incursion. When it's like two universes are hitting and one eats the other one up. I think that's what's going to happen. Is he's just going to lose that world, and he has no choice in the matter. He can't save everybody, Deadpool. You
It's
know.
just that easy.
Yeah, because I can't think of a reason for him to leave them. Because, like you said,
Yeah.
it's a family movie. So, and I think that's like a world where it's like, if we lose it, it's losing a world that's not coming over, but it has some stakes because people like those characters. So it shows like, hey, when we get to Secret Wars, if we don't stop this, we could lose the people we know in the MCU. We could lose whoever, right? Because we've seen this happen to a world. So
I can definitely picture the reason why that gets discarded and he goes on to a new adventure being the weakest part of the entire movie, actually, because it's just like,
absolutely,
this is just what has to happen, you know. now that
we
we
want him in
have,
the MCU.
yeah, exactly. And I am gonna try and remember that going into it and temper my expectations, because
Yeah.
I think it will be pretty fast as well. It's just like we just went through 2 movies, the second one being that family movie, and then it's just discarded because of this.
Yeah, I guess my only thought against that is like, okay, well then isn't the plot of this movie just have to be like Deadpool being depressed about his world getting kicked out, and we just had that in the first one or the second one, but with Vanessa being gone, not the rest of the team. But like, is that just too much doing the same? Unless I guess they save that for like the end of the movie.
That's what I
perhaps?
think. Yeah, because the whole trailers have been like he's trying to save the world, and I think it'll end with him not saving the world, and that's where he ends up somewhere else. So that's why I think it'll be you get like an ending of him being sad, and Logan can give him some advice because we have a Logan apparently that let his world down, right? So you're gonna have a Deadpool who also let his world down, and who else can give the best information and confidence booster? Oh, look, it happens to be the same character that lost everybody. So that's where I think it'll be him at the end. Deadpool will help him along in the journey, and then at the end, Wolverine will give him a nugget to help, figure it out. And who knows? Maybe they'll end up together wherever that my whole pitch about Deadpool going somewhere else. Maybe it's him and Wolverine end up in a new universe, whether it's 616 or the 318 or whatever. But I think it'll be third act when that universe gets eaten up, or maybe it doesn't die and he just can't go back for some reason, right? Something where he did. Maybe it's that where that's the sacrifice where, hey, your world can stay, all those people, your family you love can stay alive, but you can't be there anymore. And I think Wade Wilson
or
would
even
do
just
that.
like to protect them, he's like, I got to keep my distance, and he
Yeah.
goes back every once in a while. But
I could see that.
he just knows that if he sticks around, people are going to show up to try and kill him, and then they're going to kill the people he's close to.
Yeah,
Like,
where an
Vanessa
MCU would be a
won't
fresh start, right? He has no ties to anybody. So yeah, I actually maybe they go that instead of destroying the universe, because that's pretty heavy for a Deadpool movie, I feel. So
Yeah, like I think that's a bit too dark, and I think this movie's going to be more fun.
yes,
Although I don't know, even in the trailer, like there's shows that there is like some darker tones to be mixed in there, which the first 2 movies have a lot of that as well.
true.
Yeah.
Taylor, we're talking about what do you think the fate of Deadpool, his characters are, himself, the world, etc. By the time we get to the end of this.
Oh, I don't think you kill him off. I think you keep him.
Well, none of us pitched that while you're gone, just to be
Okay.
clear. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's safe. I don't think we're going to lose any of his friends. I really don't. I don't think we're going to have any major deaths on that front. I think the deaths are going to be them killing off all the random familiar cameos that we've seen in previous films and whatnot. But I think for him, it's always been about protecting his family and those closest to him. And so I feel like that's gonna stay. That's gonna be the theme. He's embarking on this mission to keep them safe. And I don't even know if we're gonna see them consistently throughout the movie. I hope we get them, like Blind Al and co. But I think they're just gonna be at the beginning scene, and maybe once more, maybe when he's like, he'll probably have some big thing he has to do, and he retreats from it and has like some self-reflection, like, I don't know if I can do it, and he's going to talk to Blind Al or go back to his family, and then they're going to convince him, and he's going to be the hero and step up to the plate. I think you're going to get that kind of a sequence. So yeah, no, I don't have much I could really add to what the fate's going to be, except for where he'll end up. I hope 616. 616 that's definitely what universe we're in, right? Like our main timeline
In the movies, yeah.
In the movies, yeah. So I hope he gets stuck in there. I'd love to see him eventually team up and pair up with. Of course, I think my pitch was Tobey's Spider-Man, but Tom Holland would be acceptable as well. So
Yeah, he'd be acceptable. So in that front, we got lots of cameos. I'm going to start with this one. Who's playing Lady Deadpool? Is it going to be Taylor Swift? Is it going to be Blake Lively? Is it going to be Ryan Reynolds in a wig? Is it going to be the actress that plays Vanessa? Who's it going to be? And I agree with Taylor. It's going to be Blake.
I like Vanessa. What's up with Blake?
What do you mean, what's up with Blake?
I don't know. Like, what is she? She's an actress, right?
Yeah.
Are you
and
trolling?
That's his wife.
Yes, yeah. And
Okay.
is she doing much these days? Like, what's the last movie she did?
She just had a movie, I think, or she has a movie coming out. There's a trailer for it. I didn't put in the notes. I don't think it's anything for us. But
Deadpool Wolverine.
she's hitting on that demo that I think is like the Gossip Girl, younger.
Was that a
female
miss
one.
on any of our parts for not casting her as like in the fan cast? Would that have been
Absolutely,
just easy dunk?
absolutely. Now that you
It's a
say
good one
that,
to think about going forward. Hey.
yeah. Well, I don't
Okay.
think so though. I think if she's Lady Deadpool, I think it's like a one and done. I think she comes in, has some fun, and then leaves.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just
Yeah.
shows on the set for 10 minutes.
Yeah. It'd be her second one too, because she was in Green Lantern as well as Carol Ferris. So.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think it's gonna be Blake. I don't think it's Taylor Swift. I still think they should have done Dazzler. As I've said before, if Taylor Swift was in the MCU, I think this was the place. So if she's not here, I don't really want it. But if it was Taylor Swift, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, it's her. I feel that I just personally think that's the most fun with him and
Is
Blake.
that a confirmed character? Is that a rumor? Where does that come from?
It's pretty confirmed because in the trailers there's a Deadpool with two Uzis, and that's what Lady Deadpool uses is two Uzis, and the suit is a little different. So it's definitely a variant of Deadpool. It's
Gotcha.
not like unless he does that, but it's like even like it just looks like a different figure than Ryan. Like it looks like it's pretty confirmed that it's gonna be Lady Deadpool in here in one of these worlds, or just I'm not sure if they're in the whatever the void again and stuff. So
Kirkland, no thoughts. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
No thoughts.
Any other cameos think we could get? There we go. Like that. There's one that me and Taylor saw from a teaser. I'm not sure if you saw anything, Dylan. We won't say it yet. But
Okay. Yeah. No spoilers.
Yeah.
ideally.
I will say someone's draft pick. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna there's some pros and cons to it. I'll just throw that out there. So
Okay.
Yes.
oh, he's back. So
Look at that
yeah.
long neck.
Yeah. What about let's just start with X-Men. Any X-Men we're gonna see from the original crew?
Yeah. Give me Marsden. I think he's gonna be in there.
Yep.
As the Great Cyclops. Who else is
Gotta
a-
have Halle Berry, right? Halle's the
Yes,
easy one. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
I think
Get
so.
her in there. Who else is on the team? I don't think we're gonna get any of the. Man, do we get Patrick Stewart? I think we could get him, but I don't think we'll get Magneto. I don't think we'll get Ian.
I
So
agree with
Ian.
that statement. I think Stewart's more likely than Ian. And then, do you get Jean? Femke Jensen's been saying no, it's not happening. But
I don't think so.
Why don't you think so?
It
Like
is.
if you get Scott, you don't get Jean. I feel like they're maybe a package.
I don't know why. I don't know
Yeah.
why. It's just a hunch. No evidence.
I do
Hunch.
hope that if we do get said X-Men, they are looking the same as Wolverine, and I want them very colorful and
Ooh,
very
yes, absolutely.
like let James Marsden rock the the one strap and don't give him the head condom. Don't put his hair in the thing, but like let him rock that blue and yellow and a little red there.
Give him the head condom. Give him the head condom, man.
No,
It's
save
the
that for the
Deadpool movie.
MCU one.
This is
you
the
know?
time.
No, save it for the MCU, and then because you can do variants of costumes.
But then you can just make fun of it. Like it's just
yeah,
that easy.
true. But are they not going to already make fun of James Marsden already?
Yeah,
like,
he's an easy punching bag. That's a low hanging fruit.
Like they already had a issue. We've talked about this many times before, but Channing Tatum's Gambit has to be there, right? It's gonna be, and Taylor's gonna owe me
There's
a
a
pizza.
pizza bet on that.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a
what-
pizza bet? Who's voting
Oh
yes?
yeah, I voted yes, and it was funny when I did that. I think the week after there was rumors of it. That's great. You know what will happen on August 3rd? Someone will buy the person the pizza for GeekVerse.ca. That's what it'll be.
There
yeah,
you
that's
go,
when we'll make
yeah.
the bet.
And
Yeah.
we'll all eat it.
No, you weren't part of the pizza. You weren't part of the pizza bet. You can get your
I'll
own
share
pizza.
my pizza when I win.
Yeah.
Nice Red
There's a good
Swan,
guy.
large $50 pizza. No, I think that just because Sean Levy's directing this movie, they did Free Guy. Channing Tatum was in that. He also had a cameo in Bullet Train, one of the best cameos of all time. I just think that like it's easy, and it's like I do think that Feige has said this many times, where this is kind of a goodbye to that universe, and even though it was a canceled project, there is a photo of Comic-Con where it is the First Class X-Men, the current day X-Men, the Fantastic crew, and Channing Tatum's Gambit. And that's where it's like, true, he never got to play it, but he was a part of this big slate and announcement. Like, look at all the movies we're doing. I think that's like a full circle thing because he's not going to be Gambit in the original. I don't know what they're going to do or in the MCU. I don't know if they're going to play it straight and if he's actually going to play Gambit, or if it's going to be, as I've pitched before, like Channing Tatum like auditioning for Gambit, or they're making fun of him. I really don't know, but either way, Channing Tatum is in this movie one way or another, I believe.
I would subscribe to that
Mm-hmm.
newsletter. Yeah.
I will. I don't know. It sounds like
I-
I'm on Taylor's side now because of the pizza bet. So
Oh, okay.
I'll go Taylor for the pizza.
No
You get-
Tatum.
You get 50% of my pizza when I win.
Wow.
Oh,
Dylan,
yeah,
you get
we're,
to
go-
sm-
we're gonna
you get-
get him to do a $50 pizza too.
You get to
Fucking
smell my
extra
pizza.
large.
You get to smell my pizza, Dylan. That's what you
Okay.
get on that.
Can I have
yeah.
one pepperoni off the top?
Probably just getting cheese. So
You can
you'll-
smell the pepperoni.
I'll order you a side
Cheese
of pepperoni.
only.
Yeah,
Okay.
What a waste.
Sounds good.
Not from Red Swan, man. That's a good.
Do you get the 3 cheese, 2 cheese, 1 cheese?
Just a one cheese is usually good. The multiple cheeses can be a risk. You never know. You get one bad cheese in there, one too salty cheese. You know, their crust is so good. I'm good with the sauce.
It's so
and the-
good. It's
Yeah,
not
so-
too like greasy or anything.
So like
it's-
you know, if I pulled it with a large cheese pizza from Red Swan, you'd just be like, give me a piece there. But it won't be because you're on Taylor's side. So, yeah. Any other X people? I'm trying to think villains. I'd love it. They wouldn't do it. I'd love it if they found a way to get Oscar Isaac back and to really make fun of
Oh
Apocalypse.
man.
Yeah.
Extra squeaky, the suit. something like that.
Yeah, but I don't. Or again, I would love like a behind the scenes of like they've mentioned Kevin Feige in this movie. I'd love it if there was a moment where it's Kevin Feige meeting with actors, pitching them to come back for Deadpool and Wolverine, and it's him like talking to Oscar Isaac, like, well, I know you're Moon Knight now, but like we'd like you to come back. I don't know, but I'm because I don't know think there's any other villains. I'm like I don't think you get Peter
Sebastian
Dinklage
Shaw,
back. Kevin
Kevin
Bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah, maybe. I'm happy where he was in Maxine. That's the one X movie I liked him there this year. So I just don't see it. Like unless it's Oscar Isaac, I don't see anybody coming back that you could really make fun of. You know,
Toad. That's always a good one to pull.
Toad will be there.
Big
I think so.
character,
I think
yeah.
all those lackeys. Didn't we already see him in a trailer? Remember we
I thought we
paused
did
it?
see him in
yeah.
trailer.
Oh, did we? Oh, okay.
Him, Azazel,
Nice
Lady
pull, Kristen.
Deathstrike. And there was
prediction.
Kirkland. You didn't. We said this, Dylan, so we're not gonna say who it is. But there was a teaser already that showed a person. They were just like a guy in whatever criminal garb. But then the new teaser, it showed who it actually was. So there's multiple people in that trailer that they've probably sketched out and everything like that.
The classic.
Sabretooth? Is that
I
is
don't
that
know.
what was mentioned?
Maybe.
Is that he's
Maybe
gonna be
not.
in there. Yeah.
Maybe fuck yourself.
That was an appropriate usage of that.
Yeah.
I condone.
That there
Um,
could be that person.
Yeah. I don't think Stewart's actually going to be in this. I
Really?
feel like
Okay.
his last appearance being Logan is very, very fit. Well, I guess it would have been multiverse. Never mind then.
Yeah, he's,
And you
he's down for the count. He's ready.
Yeah, and you're telling me he's not coming back for Secret Wars? There's no way. They're getting Stewart one more time to pony up and do this. you
And the
know?
one time will be Secret Wars. I don't think it'll be
Okay.
here. I think it'll, yeah.
I think there's
But
a
I do
possibility.
think-
Oh, good.
Did you guys you mentioned Jean already, right?
We did, yes. Gene
Okay,
Scott.
never mind then. Yeah, I think she's in there.
Which
Okay.
Gene?
I don't know
Sophie
the
Turner?
actress's name, but The
Femke
Last
Jensen?
Stand. Yeah,
Femke.
and I hope they do like, you know, in animated series, like her bad costume with like the stupid little head thing. I hope they give her that.
Oh god.
Like the bad design costume.
Marvel
that she-
Girl, that
yeah,
one.
Marvel
yeah,
Girl.
that'd be so,
I
yeah.
like that costume.
See, the only chance I think of Stewart being back, which would be funny because they've already killed him 4 times in these movies, but would be to kill him
He
again.
becomes the new Kenny. pretty much.
Yeah, like if it's them talking about what happened to Logan's world and that you've seen Xavier die, I feel like that's where Stewart would be, right? So I think Stewart's gonna be there in some.
I don't know
form
if he'd
or fashion.
want to just like do a mockery like that, like 2 years after doing Multiverse.
Sir
Unless-
Patrick
unless-
Stewart. Is
Paycheck's
that what he's
good.
in for?
Yeah.
I guess it depends,
true.
like what kind of cash they throw at him to do
Yeah.
that. I guess.
And unless they pitch this
When he
as like
talks.
because it is Deadpool and it's more comedic, right? And maybe he's like, yeah, I'm in on the joke and it's kind of fun. And even then, it could be a 2-picture deal of hey, here and then you're gonna come back for Secret Wars, right?
And you won't die in that one.
I feel
Yeah,
like with
that'd be
Patrick
great.
Stewart
Yeah.
as well, like where he is in his career and his life, I feel like the paycheck is not as important as as like just what he wants to do. Like if they throw him Scrooge McDuck money, like
I don't know,
is
man.
he like fuck yeah, I'm gonna buy a big yacht for
Does this
and just
movie, yeah,
all
you
these
buy-
bitches on my boat?
buy a
Like,
mansion
is that
for
what
his
he's saying?
grandkids or something. I feel like
That's true.
I feel like he already has that, but okay.
Maybe he's
yeah.
blowing it on.
He can always have more money
maybe
Blow,
he has like
yeah.
14 grandkids or something. That's a lot of mansions.
and a
to buy.
massive gambling problem.
That's what I'm gonna
There's
fucking
just
have
like
one day.
most
Yeah, he
hidden
lost
gambling
all the
problem
money.
alive. Loves the ponies.
Oh, you love the ponies. Okay, I was
Yeah.
gonna say he's been on chess, but we'll go with ponies. We'll go with ponies.
Chess and football. That's his
Yeah.
two big bets.
All
One and the
right.
same.
What are some cameos from any other Marvel film? So Fox, even I guess Sony or MCU characters, whether they're variants, like like a here's John Krasinski, Reed Richards. We're not getting that, but what I don't think so. But what
That
are
was my
some other?
first prediction.
Oh damn, sorry, you can have it. But yeah, what are some non-X
I'll-
cameos?
I'll throw in a She-Hulk. I think a fourth wall character
Really?
moment could be a funny thing. Now it might be too specific. How many people watch that show? I'm not sure, but I don't know. I think that could be a fun one just because of the like maybe there's a point when Deadpool is talking to the camera and then she just walks into the frame and she's like, wait, you can do that too, something like that.
Mm.
I don't know. You remember in her show when she just like went through the Disney Plus fucking windows?
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know where that would be in the movie. That's the only thing is I can't picture an actual moment, but that could be a fun one. Low likelihood, but I think it'd be fun.
I feel like I can very much visualize her just beating the shit out of Deadpool as well. Like him just really getting on her nerves. I feel like that would be a fun interaction. So I do like that pick.
Yeah, I really like it. I was thinking at first when you said, I'm like, no, I think they'll save that for Secret Wars. But at the same time, that's why we never crossed that bridge. The old Ichabod Crane, Sleepy Hollow bridge of what were they ever going to do with Deadpool if they did crossover stuff, right? In movies that don't break the fourth wall. And same thing when we get the Secret Wars. My man has to break the fourth wall, right? Or do they say, like we really don't want that happening in a movie that's going to be supposed to be serious, right?
Right.
I don't know what my fourth wall break pitch for that is. You see him do it, but from other characters' point of view, where you're just from afar and you see Deadpool like talking into something, and he just looks fucking crazy.
Like it won't be from his perspective, like the narrator, like he is in his
Yes.
movies, but
Yeah.
you gotta have a moment or two because that's just crucial to the character.
So that's why I thought, oh no, you saved the She-Hulk for Avengers, but now I actually don't think so, and I really want that. If anything, I don't think we're getting She-Hulk season 2. I would love that of them both talking with each other, and then them like almost just simultaneously looking into the camera, and then like maybe going back to what they're saying. So I would love it if She-Hulk did. I think I'm with you where I think it's low likelihood, but She-Hulk would be a top pick for me there. So I wish. Let me throw one.
Another-
Oh no, I'm not throwing anything.
I want to
Sorry.
throw one out here. I don't know why. I felt a ripple in the galaxy, and my mind my crystal ball is pointing me at Ben Affleck's Daredevil. If it's not Ben Affleck, I think Colin Farrell, for some reason, is just like he's just like he's like a ripe fruit that just wants to be like he's
Well, we know
just
Electra's
itching
in
to
this.
be.
Remember?
That's
Carnage.
confirmed,
Man,
right? At this
Get
point.
him in there, the headshot, the big target on the head. Just I also just I feel like I've really grown to love Colin Farrell, especially
In
rewatching
that
certain
role?
things. Sorry.
In that role.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
But just him in general, like rewatching Horrible Bosses. I love him in these like villain
He's
type roles.
great.
He's so good in that. And yeah, just like I don't know what it is. Something in me is just calling to Colin Farrell. So I think that could be
Colin.
a fun one of like calling to that galaxy without having to pull. I mean, yeah, I guess you said Elektra. You know.
I like them both. I really wish the Ben Affleck thing was happening. I don't think it is. So I think if Ben Affleck's not happening, I don't think Colin Farrell's happening. Maybe there'll be like
It's
a
an easier
variant.
pick, I think, than Ben Affleck.
Yeah, it probably is, but I really am gonna. That's one. If we get a bunch of cameos and they didn't get Ben Affleck, like man, that's and we know they didn't get like a scooper did put out that apparently they did try to get Downey and that didn't work out. So I think they have like shot for the fences of who they could get, and I don't think it's like Downey's saying no. I think it just didn't work out. So Affleck's Daredevil, I think there's so like even with like last movie Deadpool 2 is making BVS jokes and Martha jokes. Like you can have, I just think Ben Affleck is a plethora of content with Daredevil and Batman and his personal life. Like there's just joke after joke. And I also think they should write shit for Ben Affleck to spew back too. Like I think that'd be tons of fun. Like, yeah, that one I really hope happens. And I think it's just going to be Jennifer Garner, which could be fun because that's an odd, I never thought Garner's Elektra would be back. So I'm curious to see how they use her, unless she's just like, is it just like the Illuminati where she's there, fights somebody who dies? Probably, but you know, still happy to see her.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna throw out. Do we see Mr. Snipes, the original Blade? There's been scuttlebutt about that before. No,
I don't think you do.
What was the legal thing with him again without getting into everything?
taxes. He just didn't
Okay,
pay
so
taxes.
that's just fine then.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
does that.
It's a victimless
Yeah.
crime,
Yeah.
right?
And he murdered Santa as well. Yeah, victimless crime. I think he's gonna be in here.
There's a Blade joke in Deadpool 2, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Go
Blade
back.
2.
Yeah. I think they're gonna do it, which will be very interesting because him and Ryan Reynolds did not get along in Blade 3. They notoriously had some issues.
Water
but
under the bridge.
yeah, Water under the Bridge has been many years. I think in the same way with Elektra and Gambit, where they could be going to different places and meeting heroes, I think that is because I feel the reason I'm saying this is my my hope and their hope probably was that the Blade movie would be out before Secret Wars. So you wouldn't want Snipes in that one because, well, we're going to have Ali. We're going to have our own Blade in Secret Wars. So, like,
That's why you gotta kill this one off.
Yes, let's do Wesley Snipes in the Deadpool Wolverine movie. And even Deadpool could make a joke like, oh, we're making room for the new Blade. Am I confident we're getting Blade before Secret Wars? Not so much now, but I'm just saying when they made this movie, I could see that being the reasoning of we don't want to double up. Because I don't think that has the same effect. Like, seeing
maybe they even filmed it and then had to like cut it just because of everything, like the continued delays.
Oh, that would
with
suck.
Blade.
People would be mad if they know there's Snipes footage out there and it's just
Yeah.
cut somewhere. Oh, but like I don't have the same when I have to see like Tom, Toby, and Andrew. I'm not being like, man, I need to see Ollie and Snipes together. Like it doesn't have that same back and forth. So I'm gonna say Blade's in here for something.
I like that one a lot. I didn't think about that, but that's really smart.
I like that a
Taylor?
lot too. I hope that he fights him with like Reynolds' weapon too, that he had like that little bow. Like it's just like he's utilizing something from his character from Blade 3.
Really, S. Bubs? I think Snipes did a cameo as a legally distinct Blade in What We Do in the Shadows. Really? That's fast.
crazy.
The TV show. I need to look this up here. That's a fun joke. So Taylor, I heard I maybe convinced you there.
You maybe convinced me a little bit. I could see them throwing vampires in this for the heck of it, just to make things a little bit more interesting. But especially if they're doing different multiverses and they're traveling around and they pop in, they got vampires everywhere killing people. And I mean, they bring back Whistler, probably not. But I think that they're
Why would they bring back Whistler?
I mean, they bring back Elektra, so you never know.
I think that she had her own movie. There's no Whistler movie out there. Fuck.
Whistler.
He's the old guy. Who took
Oh, I know
in,
who it is.
Blade.
Yeah,
He's
I
just in
forget
shock.
until you mention him every time. Yeah, you always know. You're always quick with the Whistler.
All right, Taylor, we've thrown out people. Who are you going to throw out?
Whistler.
Whistler, yeah. a part of me would, a part of me would have loved to have seen it, but you can't. But Ray Stevenson's Punisher would have been really cool. Because when I was growing up, Warzone was what me and my dad would be watching, and you got Jigsaw in there, the other Jigsaw villain. He was, that was a crazy villain.
Bell.
know?
Imagine Jigsaw's in this movie, like the Saw Billy the Puppet one. Oh, that'd be great.
But I'm just gonna be completely biased and say Ghost Rider. I'd love to see Nicolas Cage walk on set. That would just be, oh my gosh, his long legs, hair.
Fuck, I would love to see long legs in this movie. I'd take that over Ghost Rider. I'd love to see that. But oh man, Ghost Rider. I feel for you today. This feels like this elusive thing that just still has not popped up anywhere. That show got canceled. If it was Ghost Rider, I'd say no. But because Nick Cage has played Ghost Rider, I think the idea of them getting Nick Cage is what would make that exciting. I wonder if Nick Cage would do it because it feels like he didn't have the most positive experience with the Flash cameo. He's kind of talked bad about it each time. So I wonder if that kind of ruined it, where he's like, I don't really want to just come here and do a cameo or something. But I feel like Nick Cage, the way Dylan was talking about, Patrick Stewart not maybe doing stuff for the money. I think Nick Cage is always down for a nice check.
He'll do anything for a paycheck.
Yeah. Remember, this is a man who bought and sold an island. So I think Nick Cage he had to sell his like cryptid memorabilia and all this stuff. Like, I think he's always down to get some money. So, and I would like that. I think that even though that's it's not affiliated with the X-Men, I would like if it was a goodbye to all of those type of pre-2008 Marvel movies that were the universe before the universe,
Like the last time I heavily considered that we were going to see Ghost Rider in a movie, I generally thought Multiverse of Madness was going to have a Ghost Rider cameo. And I think that was like, people were chattering about it, there were rumors, whatnot. Like, I think people were thinking it. So that was the scuttlebutt. Yeah. So a part of me does heavily think that, maybe there could be something here, but I don't have my high expectations. I am going in pretty low key on that front, but I think that Nick Cage just popping back in there would be great. And if he were to survive, I doubt it. I could see them just killing him off or something crazy like that. But I still think the reason they canceled that, I can't remember what that other Ghost Rider was called.
Robbie Reyes.
Thank you. Yeah, them canceling his Hulu show. To me, that just tells me that they have ideas for this guy.
It was almost a decade ago now, though, Taylor.
Fuck, it was a decade.
Well, let me look. Maybe I'm wrong. We've been a
What the
decade. I'm wrong. Hang on.
There's no way. No,
I'm gonna say it's
way.
been 5+ years at least.
I'll give you 5+ years because COVID happened. That was at least like 2.5, 3, and this is before COVID that they canceled.
So
the
it's
show.
2019. So we're on the 5-year mark. Yeah.
Okay.
So so it's been half a decade. But any other people to throw out there?
I'll throw out one last one. So everyone, including me earlier on this episode, mentioned Chris Evans, Human Torch would be funny. I'm going to go with Michael B. Jordan showing up as Human Torch instead. Or as well. Yeah, I think that would be. I think that there's good room there for jokes because he's Killmonger, but then also Human Torch. So there's as much room there as there is with Chris Evans. I think I'd like that one. So I'm gonna go with that.
I'm fully on board. Not that I'd be saying no to, but I think Evans is a lock. I think Jordan's a non-lock, and I think you'll get other F4 members as well too. A collection of them, but maybe Jessica Alba, Ian Crufford or whatever. I don't know his name, but I'm saying Evans is a lock. And they won't do it. Maybe they'll do it in Secret Wars. My last throw is I really want them to get Eric Bana for Hulk. I'd like them to do that.
That's a good
That'd
pick.
be fun.
Maybe down the line.
I could just see them doing that joke, like Chris Evans pops up like, oh my God, Captain America. He's like, what? No, it's Human Torch or something.
Yeah.
They could play off of it so well.
I agree.
You guys mentioned Halle Berry for Storm, I think is what you're talking about. Or what about Catwoman?
As Catwoman, I don't think that's gonna happen, but
Not
Legal issues
but
that
it would be
that.
like a joke about that. Like obviously it wouldn't
Absolutely.
be
Like the legally
Catwoman,
distinct
but
blade.
yeah.
yeah, or
Yeah,
like
exactly.
how in the first Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds is like on a Green Lantern card, but it's like not you don't have any logos and stuff, but
Right.
you could
Yeah.
do something like that. But
Okay.
I think they lean with Storm,
Why not both? Get her both in there.
And is there any MCU cameos? Like other than the hey Deadpool, welcome to our world. Is there any characters that we like play a variant? Like hey, they got Cumberbatch to come here and play like Strange Supreme. I'm not saying that, but like the same way with Illuminati, right? Is there anything kind of more MCU adjacent? I think there has to be, but I just haven't really put my finger on who or what, to be honest. I feel like it'd be very weird for the first Deadpool movie to be touching with the TVA and there's no MCU characters. That's where maybe Dylan right, like the She-Hulk one that's going, but I can't think of other than the
I can't think of like a
default
Loki
Wong and
series
Strange
character because that would obviously be some.
Oh, I'd love it if Deadpool ended up at the tree, like the tree of the multiverse, and
That'd be wild.
Loki's just sitting right there.
I don't see it.
I don't either, but Hemsworth, Ruffalo,
too expensive.
expensive.
Maybe Ruffalo.
Valkyrie.
That's what's gonna get you hyped. You see Valkyrie in this movie?
No.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, I feel like you know who we're for sure gonna get. Oh, go ahead.
well, you got me interested now.
Korg.
Yeah, I can see Korg.
Because remember for Free Guy, they had Korg and Deadpool do a trailer reaction to Free Guy because they were both in it. I could see them.
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
I could see them getting Korg, and I like Korg, but Love and Thunder kind of made me. I need a little Korg break.
You need a break from Korg.
Yeah.
What about Goldblum?
Oh, Grandmaster would be tons of fun. I would. That would be just in general. I'd love it if they end up on Sakaar for just a set piece. That'd be fun.
That'd
and
be
then
fun.
something comes out, and then I don't know what it would be. That's where Eric Bana's Hulk comes out. It comes out, and it's that one in the stadium this time. But you're saying in the well, no, because he's lost that planet. So you're just saying Jeff Goldblum generally.
Well,
You
like
do a different
Grandmaster.
timeline or a different
That's
time
true.
point.
Go
right?
back in time.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy's Venom comes out of the Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you get your Ghost Rider. That would be fun. Imagine that. You put him down there in the Coliseum to fight, and Ghost Rider comes on the bike.
That'd be pretty hype.
That'd be
pretty
good
hype.
because that's a good scene for them to do with Ghost Rider. Is I think a fight scene, right? So
Have you guys
I
watched
agree.
Thor: Love and Thunder recently?
not recently, no.
No.
Have you watched it a second time?
No.
Wow.
I don't think so.
Me neither. I wonder how that movie is on a rewatch.
Probably lesser.
Anyway,
Any other
what's your
cameos
random
to
thought?
shout out?
I think I've shouted mine.
Kirkland
out.
was going. I cut him off with
So
Korg.
sorry.
Did you?
Oh, you said Goldblum. Sorry, never mind.
Goldblum,
You said
yeah.
yeah.
Appreciate it, though.
The Goldman.
Okay, and finally, what do you think the end credit's gonna be?
Okay, I have a theory here. My theory here is Deadpool. I don't know if Wolverine's with him in this scene. Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. I think Deadpool is going to jokingly be selecting his Avengers roster. He's gonna go. He's gonna
that'd
talk
be
about
fun.
going to join the 616, the MCU. He's gonna talk about Secret Wars, or maybe that it's an unnamed or change the name. You know, they could have filmed this 3 weeks ago and plopped it in there real quick. And I think he'll be talking about the roster or the people he's most excited to see, something like that. So it's a way that you can kind of reference those people, those characters, and even those actors without needing to have them on set. And I don't know what I'm guessing he has goofy little pictures drawn on some fucking gas station napkin, classic Deadpool kind of thing. At the end of the is it in the second or the first one where he has it's just the goofy little Deadpool drawings, doing the animated stuff where he's jerking off the unicorn horn.
I think
and
it's
stuff
that's the first. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be something like that where it's just kind of goofy. So yeah, that's my prediction. Something to do with Avengers. Definitely something with him joining the MCU, the 616. But if that's too generic, I'll be very specific and say it's the Avengers team, Avengers roster, that kind of thing, and how he's gonna get himself on that team because the X-Men wasn't good enough or something like that.
I'd love that idea. I hope it's something like that. I'll go with just the generic that he is just going to end up in the MCU, but I hope it would be a fun scene like that. I think that'd be a good time and get a cameo from somebody. But I think they just, as I said earlier, establish, okay, he's here to stay now. And what does that mean for the MCU? And who knows?
Yeah, earlier I thought that Wolverine, I pitched Wolverine would have the end credit scene meeting some interaction, something similar to the Marvels one. Now that I've thought about it, it is Wolverine, Deadpool, but I do think it would probably be more fitting to have maybe Wolverine's send off or conclusion or whatever it is in the actual movie, and then the end credit for Deadpool. I think that's a little bit more fitting, but still interacting with some familiar character, and whether that's a variation or not. But just something like that, like him actually interacting it, just to set up of where he's going to be kind of appearing next or interacting with someone next.
Mm-hmm. Taylor?
Oh my goodness, it's hard for me to say. I'm not exactly sure.
You got
That's
nothing.
the best you can do. Come on,
I
give
got
us something.
People listen to this podcast.
Something about
Thousands of
Spider-Man, I
people
don't
listen to this podcast. And that's you go, I got nothing. Make up the most crazy shit ever.
Crazy shit.
Yeah. Don't disappoint.
Crazy shit. Okay,
What about S-Bubs? The Feige cameo people pitch every multiverse movie. It has to happen at some point, right?
What's the Feige pitch? He
Just that
was
Feige's in the
there.
movie, right?
I mean, if this was
Not
if
happening.
Feige was to appear in a movie,
Wow.
I could see it being this movie for sure.
So you think it's never going to happen, Kirkland? We're never going to get Feige?
No.
Is that because of the She-Hulk?
So it is
finale?
going to happen.
He's not an actor, you know.
Yeah, he's not an actor. He's a behind the scenes guy. I mean, he's
producer.
gonna lose his job after this movie bombs, right? That's what we were talking about. So
Taylor, hit us.
no,
with
I don't
the-
think it'll happen. I don't know.
Okay.
If it doesn't happen this movie, then it's like, okay, it's 100% not gonna happen. So
Wow. All right, Taylor, hit us with that chat GTP.
Okay.
you're on fire with those string of words or letters.
I can never. No, I can never say that. I can never because
Gold
we
per
all.
turn. GPT. It's easy.
PTG.
What is it?
GPT.
No, what did Dylan say? What was his acronym?
Gold per turn. Gold per turn.
Gold per turn. GPT.
I've just played so much Civ 5, and I'm always thinking
Okay.
about my GPT.
Gold
so
per
it's
turn.
Easy to remember.
Yes. Dreaming about the
Okay.
gold per turn. PTG.
Oh,
Deadpool and Wolverine Multiverse Mayhem. That's what it's titled.
Oh, we didn't
yeah.
need that, but okay. Thank
I
you.
like it.
Already wrong.
In New York City, Deadpool relaxes in his apartment when a portal suddenly appears, spilling out TVA agents led by Mobius. They drag in Wolverine, who's already half annoyed. Mobius explains that Cassandra Nova, a powerful telepath and Charles Xavier's dark twin, is destabilizing the multiverse.
Right. Didn't talk about her.
Her goal is to annihilate the X-Men and reshape existence to reflect her twisted ideals using stolen artifacts like the Cosmic Cube and Reality Stone. Deadpool, eager for chaos, teams up with Wolverine, enticed by the promise of beer and revenge. Their journey begins at the X-Mansion, where they meet a younger Professor X and Magneto. Grappling with a universe where mutants are hunted, Tony Stark from an alternate universe arrives, offering tech and sarcasm.
It's a good combo.
You know, take this, Logan. The sarcasm will get you through the Secret Wars.
Deadpool gets a snarky AI suit upgrade, while Wolverine receives enhanced
Oh.
claws.
That would actually be a really good joke. You know what? I'll give the AI credit there. Will Deadpool becoming like Spider-Man where he gets his Deadpool like Iron Man suit? There's tons of jokes they could do with that. So that's a good one. I'll give him that.
Good job, AI.
Yeah, good job.
Well, Wolverine gets
Chat
enhanced claws,
GPT.
so like adamantium claws enhanced further, like
Just longer.
just
Yeah.
longer.
Double
I
the
don't,
length.
I don't like that as much, but
Their first stop is a future ruled by Nova, where they join a rebel force led by Storm and Jean Grey. Here they face resurrected Killmonger. The fight is intense.
See? Michael B. Jordan.
There you go.
Nova.
Filled with filled with Deadpool's one-liners and Wolverine's brutal efficiency. Jean's powers help disrupt Nova's control, allowing them to acquire a vital artifact piece.
Good.
Next, they delve into the quantum realm with Ant-Man.
Kang's coming back.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. Scott Lang's humor matches Deadpool's in a heist-like mission against Kang the Conqueror.
Is it? Oh man, we got like fuck. Major's filmed
They're
one
bringing
more
him
thing.
back.
Yeah.
They retrieve another artifact amidst chaotic shrinking antics. In an alternate Wakanda, they meet Shuri, who is now Black Panther. Her tech aids them in battling resurrected Ultron drones.
Okay, I was gonna say that's alternate. I'm like, there's no alternate there, but okay. So Ultron's hanging on Wakanda. All right.
The dynamic teamwork and Shuri's innovations shine through. An accidental portal sends them to a noir universe, confronting a trench coat-clad Green Goblin. That's cool.
Damn, that's pretty unique.
With
It's just a
Spider-Man Noir's
phone
help,
naked.
with Spider-Man Noir's help, they navigate a rain-soaked cityscape, engaging in a thrilling rooftop chase. Deadpool's commentary on Noir's cliches lightens the mood, contrasting with Wolverine's gruff demeanor.
Good.
Finally, they locate Cassandra's stronghold, a realm where time and space are fluid. Cassandra unveils resurrected heroes like Black Widow and Vision. The epic battle is filled with humor, heart, and high stakes. Deadpool distracts Cassandra with meta commentary, critiquing her villain monologue, while Wolverine fights against old friends.
I just love that. It's the hero she resurrects this widow to take on Deadpool and Wolverine there. But Espop's good suggestion. Or Goblin, aka Grey Goblin.
Grey Goblin, that's exactly
we
it.
get the
yeah.
Grey Goblin. Who can I impregnate? You know.
Deadpool's tracks. Just as all seems lost, Doctor Strange appears using a spell to neutralize the Reality Stone. With a combined effort, they defeat Cassandra and restore balance, and the multiverse heals, leaving Deadpool and Wolverine exhausted but victorious. The TVA, grateful yet cautious, prepare to erase their memories. In a humorous twist, Deadpool manages to sneak a recipe for the perfect chimichanga into his mind. As he winks at the camera, they return to their worlds, leaving the door open for more adventures. I do have a post-credit scene.
Perfect. It's a fine movie, solid movie. They went to a couple universes. We got some cameos. You know,
Fun
that's
check.
The
serviceable.
Spider Noir universe, I'm
Yeah,
down to see
that's
that.
serviceable. Grey Goblin.
And you get like a Nova fight with Jean Grey and Storm leading a rebellion.
Dylan's reaction to it. You turned into the blinking gift guy meme. Okay, what's the end credit?
Back in Deadpool, we passed the 2-hour mark, everybody.
Oh no, we still got 2 topics. Fuck.
Why'd you turn into Tommy Wiseau there? I haven't thought it.
I hear you.
There comes a time in every long cast when Taylor turns into Wiseau.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happening. Okay, so
Like a werewolf at midnight, just and he turns into Tommy Wiseau.
back in Deadpool's cluttered apartment, Deadpool and Wolverine are unwinding with beers and chimichangas after their multiverse-saving mission. Deadpool idly fiddles with a mysterious device he pocketed during their final battle against Cassandra Nova. Excitedly, he says, "Hey, Wolvie, check out this thing. Think we can use it to summon tacos from another dimension?" Gruffly, Wolverine says, "Put that down, Deadpool. Last time you messed with interdimensional gadgets, we ended up fighting a legion of evil clowns." Ignoring Wolverine's caution, Deadpool presses a button on the device. Instead of tacos, the room is bathed in a blinding light, and when it fades, they find themselves in a dystopian version of New York City. The skyline is jagged and metallic with neon lights flickering eerily. Hovering vehicles and armed drones patrol the skies. Deadpool whispers, "Well, this is not the taco dimension either." Wolverine, sniffing the air, "Something's off here. Keep your guard up." As they cautiously explore, they encounter a group of rebels led by a battle-worn Captain America. This Steve Rogers wears a tattered Star-Spangled uniform with cybernetic enhancements, leading a resistance against a tyrannical Iron Man who controls the city with an iron fist.
Fuck. That sounds like
Chills.
Civil War gone bad. That's a good one. Yeah.
I like it.
I like that one. Fuck.
Deadpool whispers to Wolverine, "Look at that. Cap's got an upgrade. Hey, Cap, need a hand kicking some metal butt?" Captain America...
Metal bot.
Captain America grimly, "Not here for pleasantries, Deadpool. We're fighting for our lives against Stark's forces." Before Deadpool can respond, the ground trembles as a colossal figure lands before them. A Hulk-like creature infused with mystical energy, roaring defiantly as it crushes a nearby tank. Deadpool says, "Whoa, that's a big angry Hulk. You think he's up for a game of patty cake?"
I don't like when they just do the dialogue. That's it.
Comedy's not there by any means.
But patty cake.
Wolverine sighs, says, "Keep it together, Deadpool." Their attention is drawn to a cloaked figure with glowing eyes emerging from the shadows. This is a long post-credit scene. This is like a whole section.
Oh, this
The
is
first
God.
act.
This is crazy.
Yeah. Their attention is drawn to a cloaked figure with glowing eyes emerging from the shadows. The figure's voice resonates with arcane power as he steps forward. Cloaked figure says, "Welcome, travelers, to the Nexus Realm. I'm Stephen Strange, supreme sorcerer of this reality. You stumbled into a realm where heroes embrace their darkest destinies." Deadpool says brightly, "Hey, Doc Strange, nice cape. We were just trying to find the nearest dimension with decent tacos." Supreme sorcerer
still going. Chat GPT just will make all me put my dialogue here. I'm gonna really show off this time.
Supreme Sorcerer says
It's
your
just a
arrival.
second movie. That's what's
is.
happening right now.
It totally is. Your arrival is fortuitous. The convergence threatens to consume all realities. We need warriors willing to challenge fate itself. Wolverine, his eye in the chaos, says, sounds like trouble. Count us in, Strange. The scene fades to black as Deadpool and Wolverine exchange knowing looks, ready to face the unknown dangers of the Nexus realm and whatever dark multiversal threats await them.
Could you imagine being in the movie and then, you know, like people are getting up because credits are rolling and they walk out and then 20 minutes of fucking
You get
film
like
goes on again.
Captain
And it's like
America
the
fighting
highest
evil
budget
Iron
thing
Man.
you've ever seen.
Budget of like the CGI is just phenomenal. Like they spent so much time.
Evil
to refine
Hulk
this.
lands with Iron
Half
Man.
the people miss this because they just fuck off because the credits rolled.
Come back.
That was
50
insane.
minutes later, come back.
Wow.
All right. That was good. That was worth it. Let's take it to that break. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. So I was going to split these up into topics, which I kind of will. But let's just do the quick, just put all these Marvel things together. Russo's that came up from Hollywood Reporter today, so it's pretty much a done deal. I think we're going to do Comic-Con. Well, I don't think we are doing a Comic-Con predictions episode next week. I think the reason this is coming out now is because I feel like you're going to get some news. Like it's the timing is suspicious, you know. But in Hollywood Reporter, so S tier scooper, they said that the Russo brothers are in talks for Avengers 5 and 6. No duh, the article's like, it's going to wrap up the saga. Yeah. The writers are supposed to come back. That came in later on Deadpool or fuck. But Deadline did a different report earlier or later saying some more information. And Marcus McFeely, they wrote all the movies that they did with them. So there is either they're coming back or there's like at least one of them coming back. So you're getting some of those writers. And right now, Avengers 5 is currently going to be a new story, new title, and they're not. If there was any worry about it before, it sounds like they are not doing the Kang thing right now. And then we also got trailers for Captain America and Agatha. Dylan, I'll leave with you. What are your thoughts on this MCU stuff we got this week?
Yeah, the Russo brothers stuff, it shouldn't be surprising, but it was surprising for me. You know, it sounded like they were ready to go do their own thing after the MCU. But it's like, yeah, many, many years have passed now since they did that, and their careers kind of in between there haven't really, I guess, blown up on their own. I mean, they're making these movies, but it seems like the MCU is like clearly a good fit for them. So I don't know. It's two things. It's like, okay, I like all the movies that they did with the MCU, so I'm excited for this. But I also think I was excited for something kind of new and different, just to get a little bit of different flavor, a different vibe. But you know, when it comes down to it, like these guys are the masters of taking all these different movies, different characters, different vibes for all these different things and making them cohesive and work together visually and you know, dramatically and comedically, all this stuff. So it makes a lot of sense. And I think for MCU, where they've been throwing a couple wild cards, mainly because they're taking so freaking long to make these things, that things change, things happen, movies come out, some other movies don't come out, things get canceled, change, people get canceled, all this stuff happens that, like, you know, why not just go back to something like old reliable, just go back to what's worked for them many times in the past financially, and making movies that people are in love with, that are their favorite across all this whole property. So I think it makes a lot of sense. I don't know. I just want these movies to get like back on track at this point. And honestly, these seem like the best picks to put things back on track. So yeah, I guess that makes a lot of sense. And then based too on just all we've heard of MCU slowing down, in terms of the amount of projects they're putting out, I think all of this kind of just makes sense. So cool. I'm here for it. It works for me. And then for the trailers. Weirdly, both of these trailers, Captain America and Agatha, really did not feel like MCU things to me. Obviously, I'm seeing a couple characters that I've seen in other projects, of course. So that part of it makes sense. But they just didn't feel very MCU-like, which is a good thing to some extent. As I'm just saying there, it's nice to have different tones and vibes for these things. But also, I don't know, it didn't really get me. It didn't get my MCU whistle blowing, if that makes sense. I don't know if that analogy makes any sense whatsoever. But it didn't get me hyped for the next phase or next things necessarily. I think Agatha looks like, I don't know, it's, they were doing this jokey thing where they're changing the title a whole bunch of times. And it seems like the gimmick of this show is going to be that each episode is like just a different horror trope, and like that's what each episode is going to be, and then there's going to be some through line that kind of connects it all. So I don't know. I guess to me it just seems like it's going to be a bit too like surface level, and I don't know. It could be fun, but I think it'll be like I'll really like one episode and then really kind of not care much for the next one. Then at the end of the day, it'll just be a little too short and shallow for me to really love it. I'll be like, oh yeah. And 2 years later, we'll be like, oh, remember Agatha? Remember when that was a show that happened, and then that character was in no projects ever again? I think that's kind of the vibe we're gonna get there. But I don't know.
Jesus.
Some of it did look a bit darker, MCU darker, so it's like a little bit darker, and I'm into that. And Aubrey Plaza is Aubrey Plaza, so seems like she's a big part of this, which is cool. So I'm into that. And then Cap, I don't know. I think they did this called this a teaser. It was still like 2 minutes long, but it is still a teaser. I don't know. I guess the like everything we've heard from this movie, other characters that might be showing up, like those are the things that maybe more excite me than what I actually saw here, and that's never a good thing. Like even we talked about for so long there what potential cameos could be in Deadpool. We did the same thing in Multiverse of Madness, and at the end of the day, like there wasn't a ton of multiverse. And with Deadpool, like they're probably going to keep it kind of constrained too, and that's like that doesn't make a good movie. Like you got to have a good movie at its foundation, and then the cameos just kind of add fun scenes and like fan service on the side of it, right? So I don't know what this movie is going to be. I think Harrison Ford actually seems really, really good in this and really intriguing. And I mean, I love Sam. I love the journey we've gone on with him. He's not my like top 10 character for me or anything in the MCU, but I think he's set up in a good spot for it. But I guess I just got to see a little bit more. Because this didn't really move the needle much for me. So I don't know. I'm sure that will change when I get another couple trailers in there, or when we're closer to it and we hear more about actual, like maybe more solid rumors, like things getting confirmed. But for right now, my hype level on these projects is pretty low overall.
Mr. Patzer.
Mr. Patzer, I'm pretty aligned with Dylan
What's your
here.
butt think about this?
Well, my butt, I'm pretty aligned with Dylan with my butt on the trailers, at least.
Nice butt.
With the Agatha one, there was things in here that I liked, especially that I'm going with Parks right now, like Aubrey Plaza. Yeah, she's just so fantastic, so I'm excited to see her in this. And like the dark moments of that chick's getting like possessed or something, like it's like I think it'll be a fun watch. I think this was a bad trailer though. Like I didn't like the start of it. I really just didn't like the trailer overall. But like I feel like if I just saw like screen captures or maybe maybe like a little snippet of like Aubrey Plaza dropping like a nice one-liner, I would have liked it more. So I think it was a I don't know what I was trying to say.
Malnourished trailer?
Malnourished trailer. Yeah. It's just, they need some electrolytes or something in there. It looked a little parched. And then with Captain America, again, like I'm definitely aligned with Dylan again. I liked Harrison Ford in here. I was curious how I was gonna feel about him in this role, but no, I think it looks good. And it was a better trailer than the Agatha one for me, but it didn't do too much to increase my hype level. It might rise closer to. I'm definitely excited to see Sam on this journey, and I love this big weight that he has, especially the line, like my name, where he's just like, you might be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers. Like I'm excited to see how Sam kind of deals with that weight that he's been feeling since Captain. My gosh, what was it called? Winter Soldier and Hands in the Air. Like you just don't care, Travis Snow.
I didn't like that line because don't you
No?
feel like we dealt with that in the show? That was my
No,
thing.
I
like,
think
are we
it's just like a
redoing this?
never-ending weight though that he's going to be feeling.
Yes,
because
I just don't need every time for them to be like, well, I don't need Deadpool to look over him and Secret Wars be like,
but
you're not
like
Steve Rogers.
They got to have that line in the next movie, though. Like they did in a TV show, but they got to put it in a movie.
I think I would be totally acceptable if like after this movie we can move away from that. It's just like how many people saw the show? Right?
Miss Marvel, just like, you're not Steve Rogers.
Yeah,
Just
and
like this little
everyone
shit
in
kid.
Avengers when they meet him. Well, Steve Rogers.
Oh, Captain America. I was expecting
yeah, we're Steve.
Yeah. Oh, he's on that bench over there. All right. What's up,
Remember
Steve?
wings on Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to sit my butt next to Steve. What's up, Steve?
Get that butt over here.
Yeah, no, I guess
and
you're
then-
right. It just I was like, I hope it's touched upon, but I hope it's not the storyline of him having to
Yeah.
feel like he's Captain America again. You know.
You're not John Walker.
You're not wrong with your thoughts there, Travis. I think it's like really the line delivery that sold me on it there, and
Yeah,
also like in the show it was him donning the shield and like actually becoming that character, and now it's like this is going to be solidifying that like holy fuck, like this is Captain America. It's not Steve Rogers, but like Steve Rogers was never what this Captain America could potentially be, right? So I'm hoping that is a big driving force of the film. And what was the other Russos? Yeah, it's funny. I feel like it's something that just makes sense. You know, I dropped the meme. It's like you can live with your own failure. Where did that bring you back to me?
For both of them too, really.
For both of them, and it's just like, yeah, no, I'm totally okay with this. I didn't really like anything that I've seen that they've done other than Avengers, and you know, like they definitely have to scramble the pieces to like get this Avengers film with everything that was going on behind the scenes. So I like the idea of just no, we're benching that character for now, and we're gonna bring in something that they know has worked in the past, and if it's not broken, don't fix it. And you know, like Infinity War, Endgame, amazing movies, but it also wasn't just the Russos, right? Like
No,
there
of
is
course, yeah.
so many factors, and clearly all those factors were able to give us what we got. And
They're just good sheep herders.
They work
good
well
at,
in
like,
that machine. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're good at, and then maybe that's why it showed that maybe they need that machine to help with some of their projects. You know,
Yeah,
they
so-
can guide that machine, but they can't maybe build it. I don't know.
So like me reading this, and I'm sure like a lot of general audience members, even if they don't know like a lot of directors, it's just like, oh, same guys that did Infinity War, Endgame.
From
like
the directors
that's
of
a thumbs
Infinity
up.
War and Endgame.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's gonna be nice to see on a poster, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like to hear that. Now it's like, okay, we actually have a team. I guess it's a rumor still, but you said it was Hollywood Reporter, so
it's done
yeah.
deal. Yeah, unless something falls apart money wise. But I think that's what fell apart before. Probably was they probably are coming off Endgame, being like hot shit, being like we want to do all this and we should get this. And Marvel's like, we can find someone else like you guys to do this. And maybe they've also found, hey, we've had a couple duds where maybe it is not as easy as we thought to find directors that are just like, they're not finding the James Gunns or the Russos or the,
Yeah.
who else would be out there? Like even Peyton Reed to like a smaller extent. But like I feel like they had a good record of finding smaller tier directors and then boosting them up. They tried this go around and that's not happening. Like they're getting, you know, like whatever you think about Eternals deal, it's like they get Chloe Zhao and that's like Oscar-winning director, but for the audience it's mixed, you know? Sam Raimi, even lots of people go, I don't like that style in the MCU. It's too Sam Raimi. So it's like Russo's, I feel like they're just good at making whatever it sounds bad, but whatever the blueprint is of a Marvel movie of like the phase 1 to 3, it's like these are the guys that do the blueprint the best, you know? So I'll go because I'm already talking. Yeah, I'm not shocked, but I'm not. I did not have this on the bingo card right now just because we had heard so many times, even the Russos say like, oh yeah, we've talked about it and it just doesn't look like it's happening. I do think that's what it was, where I think MCU was probably pretty high on themselves and Russos were pretty high on themselves and they've both had a couple defeats. Because yeah, they did that Gray Man movie with Netflix, that was meh. They did that Cherry movie with Tom Holland, that was meh. And they had that Amazon show that was super expensive get canceled after one season. So they've not been like doing a bunch of hits. So I feel like maybe that's what they thought, like, oh, we can go show them, and really they didn't. And same thing, MCU being like, oh, we can do this, we can find our next Russos, and they didn't. We went through the Shang-Chi director. In the Deadline report, they also did say though that Sean Levy was offered the gig first, but he turned it down to go do a Star Wars movie. I really hope that fucking Star Wars movie happens, because as I'm watching Game of Thrones, like that's one of the rumors of why that season was rushed, because they wanted to go off and do Star Wars, and then that movie never happened. And that's where it's like, in 5 years, I hope for his sake it happens, so he's not sitting here being like, man, I could have directed one of these Avengers movies, but I fucking was developing a Star Wars movie that just got kicked to the can. Kathy Kennedy that week was like, I don't want this movie. Deadpool Wolverine, you know.
Didn't that not happen because Game of Thrones fucking sucked, and they're like, we
That's
don't trust
why.
you with Star
They
Wars?
they always do that. The second that happened, Ryan Johnson's trilogy, Thor: Love and Thunder, the second they announced somebody. Patty Jenkins with Wonder Woman 2, remember? That came out, and then
yeah.
all of a sudden, Patty Jenkins not doing
It's a
The
curse.
second, yeah, they pick someone that's hot, and then the second they're not like fucking white steaming hot, like, I don't know. Wait, I don't think you should make Star Wars. And it's like, yeah, but look what you're fucking making right now. So that's a whole other podcast.
Go
But
watch Acolyte.
go watch
Listen to our
Acolyte.
reviews.
Yeah. So with Sean Levy, that's interesting. I'm going to see how that fares out. But Russo's, to me, I think this is the smart choice, and that's what they're doing right now. They had a year where Ant-Man underperformed, the Marvels bombed, they had their worst MCU run. They've had multiple shows that have sucked and been critically panned. Like, they are going to be playing the same way Bob Iger, whether you like it or not, when he's like, yeah, we're going to be attacking more established characters. That is a backwards way of him saying, like, not as much diversity, but, like, as a company, that's what they're going to lean to because they're just going to go with what makes money. And on paper, the guys that directed 2 successful Cap movies and the, Infinity War and the second biggest movie of all time, yeah, we should work it out and bring them back. I really hope this has a better result. The only negative I have is this was the same reaction many people, including myself, had when they brought JJ back for episode 9, and that didn't pan out. And that's what I'm going to be very curious if we get to Avengers 5, and if it doesn't pan out, then it's kind of like, well, you're out of answers. Russo's was kind of like the break glass, like, it's the easy pick, fans love them, let's bring them back. They'll do Avengers. They've always said for years they want to do Secret Wars. Let's get them. And if these suck or disappoint, then it's like, that's really Kirkland made the joke about Feige stepping down, but that's really the point of, like, I would start to worry they might look at Feige, you know what? Might be time for someone else to take this reign. But at the same time, they're keeping Kathy in there, and who knows. But so I'm excited to see what Avengers 5 is. I am still really hoping it's something like Masters of Evil. I know there's been some scuttlebutt about Avengers versus X-Men. I don't know how I feel about that, but anything just to get our team established before we start doing some multiverse Avengers. So I'm excited. I'm happy with the choice. I can't be disappointed with it. And then Agatha, I talked about me and Chris broke the whole thing of Marvel Alliance last week, so we get my in-depth thoughts. I liked the trailer, but as I said before in there and the Discord, I worry that the show is not like that trailer. It's not going to be as dark and spooky and serious as that. I think they're just taking footage and doing a good trailer because this was the show. This Ironheart and there's a couple others was made in that Chapek era where it's like content. So all these shows I always worry about, and I feel like they know that Marvel Disney TV shows have been like kind of on the back step of people being excited for them. So I feel like they're trying to be, it's darker, more adult, but I feel like it's going to be really kooky and really funny and over the top. And I'm not saying that's bad, but that's not the Marvel I love. I love it in certain times like a Deadpool or even She-Hulk, but with this, I don't really need Agatha. So we'll see. And then Cap, I think this was like just a fine, not a bad trailer. It's a good announcement trailer. It's a good trailer that they want in front of Deadpool and Wolverine to let people know, hey, the next time Marvel's in cinemas, it's this February. I think, trailer 2, I think they really need to hit me with a why do I need to see this? Other than I like, Sam, I like the MCU, I like Harrison Ford. What's the actual story hook here? And they did some stuff here. I like that. I guess Isaiah Bradley's going to be like a Winter Soldier thing again where they've mind wiped him, and very crazy timing that this trailer dropped the day before what happened in the States, and there's like a president assassination in the trailer. It's like,
Yeah, that was pretty insane.
and it is a thing where it's like, with it being semi close to election, it's like, I wonder if this movie's going to stay in February if anything like happens, it's like, or they might use that of like risky marketing. But so it was fine. It's a good announcement trailer. I think they were smart to end it with Red Hulk. But that always makes me laugh when they talk about how they're trying to get it back to the Captain America roots, and it's going to be like Winter Soldier. It's going to be an espionage, like more serious spy thriller, but you end the trailer with Red Hulk, and I feel like those two things, and the leaders in this movie, I just don't think those two things go together. I get it. There's Hydra, there's Winter Soldier, but I feel like they try to keep those grounded. I don't know how grounded you can keep the Red Hulk, so I feel like they're saying a lot of stuff. Also funny that Giancarlo has just been reshooting the scenes now, but they made sure he was in this fucking trailer. So I feel like they're trying to make people as excited as possible. And to me, if this movie is like a 7 out of 10, to me that's a win with how much reshoots it's had. But I think they are going to be more careful with these movies because they don't want to poison the water hole anymore. So, Mr. Field.
The water hole.
I think bringing the Russos back is, to have veterans come back into the game here.
You love the old guard.
I love the old guard. I'm a man after the old guard. Oh, yeah. So I think that it's a great idea. I really, really do.
After them.
You got that experience, and you've got a whole roster of new characters that they can examine, they can look at, and they can just kind of like piece together a story that works. And like you guys have already said, they can choose who to bench, who not to bench, who to bring in. And I think that there's a big opportunity for them to tackle such a thing like this. So I'm all for it. I hope it works out. I hope they get it. And then, of course, there is that downside where if it doesn't work out and they absolutely create a shit movie, then that's a nail in their coffin, right? They're not getting out of that hole. So.
And it is funny to bring this up. Espos brought up that there was originally a vaccine storyline in the TV show Falcon Winter Soldier, but they edited it out because it was too close to COVID. So this is like 2 projects in a row for Cap, where he's very close to real world stuff. Even though I think you could argue maybe that would be the time to keep them, because it's Captain America. They didn't fucking keep his suit though. I hate his new suit, by the way. Everybody, I forgot to say that. I hate that they ditched the white and blue one, and it's just like it's just Steve Rogers discount suit in my opinion. So. Oh, it's a good thing it's Taylor's turn, and that's when he decides to talk to his wife, eh?
She just walked in on me.
Yeah. My posters. No, Taylor's just...
The other thing, I guess, with getting Agatha, it's one of those characters that I'm not super hyped on. I think she was fun in WandaVision, but getting her own show never really blew my mind. So when I watched the trailer, there's a couple things that I am really excited for. Seeing the possession totally threw me to the side. Like, oh my god, this is terrifying. I've got like Ash versus Evil Dead vibes watching this, and I really like that. But then there's other things too, like little like dialogue moments and whatnot and character stuff that I'm not really jiving with. At the end of the day, I'm excited to see how she's going to kind of break free from this kind of trance that Wanda put her in, and just see where that's going to go and how the show is going to end and connect to the overall story. But I'm not super sold on it yet. I need to wait a little bit. So twerking and jerking. The other project here, Captain America. Now, the other project.
Kirkland and Taylor are slipping. I can see them.
Oh yeah, I'm.
Kirkland actually looks like he's gonna turn into the Hulk there.
Kirkland has his power nap.
Oh.
It could be
The gamma radiation.
Yeah, that 12-minute nap.
The
Good stuff.
The Captain America though, I'm interested to see how this is gonna go, and I totally forgot the leader was in there, so I'm glad you mentioned that, because that actually has boosted now again, because I know they announced it, but that boosted my apprehension on it, because I just wasn't sure. Like, it felt kind of, I don't know, very low-key espionage, but we've seen that so many times in the MCU with other movies, and I wasn't super excited for that. But of course, you got Red Hulk in here. That's really, really cool. I'm excited to see Harrison Ford in here too, and then we also have as you said, the leader. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with all this.
Other than the Cap movies, you said there's lots of MCU movies with espionage.
The Black Widow movie is espionage. Okay. I'd say Iron Man 3 even felt like espionage, but like super villains, like what do you call them? Can't remember. Not the real Maj. Yeah, Extremis. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that. All right, finally, trailers. We don't need to break all these down. We'll just break off any ones you guys want to talk about. So we got trailers this week for Terminator Zero, is a Netflix animated series that's happening August 29th. Watchmen Chapter 1, they're doing the Watchmen story in animation form that just looks identical to What If, in my opinion. They're doing a Chapter 1, there'll be a Chapter 2. Apple has a movie called F1 with Brad Pitt, and that's being directed by Joseph, whatever his name is, Kaczynski. It's not, there's... John Krasinski and it's the Top Gun director. He has a name that's very similar to whatever John Krasinski is. It's Joe Krasinski or something. Anora, which was a big independent film in the festival circuit, that's coming out. A24's We Live in a Time and A Different Man, and Gladiator 2. And also, hang on a second, before we get to these trailers, I forgot the Patreon questions because we've had a long thing here. Let me just pull them up here. I don't know if I think they're all trailers except for the one Espub talked about. He said, not sure if the Russos... Oh, we talked about with Sean Levy. If Deadpool hit $1 billion, would they sway to Levy? I think with that, we'll see if they announce it, but I think if that Star Wars news is true, and I think if he passed, and I don't think so, unless the Russos fall apart again. But I think Levy's out of the woods for now. Maybe he could come back in the future, though.
I think he'd be good for a team-up movie, but I don't think Avengers, personally.
Yeah.
So I kind of hope it doesn't happen. But I don't... I guess it was a rumor. I totally missed that rumor, I think. But I don't in my mind, I don't think that would happen. I don't think.
I guess-
I don't think he's the cog in the machine that they need for an Avengers movie.
Yeah, they've won him apparently a bunch because apparently they went to one time and then scheduling conflicts got in the way and then things shifted, so it looked like he was going to do it again. But then the Star Wars thing was happening, so they've about 2 times gone to me like, "You want to do this?" So I think one day he will.
Why would
direct
any
something.
director go work on a Star Wars now? That just seems such a risky thing to do.
I
They're
agree
just
with
big
you.
fans. I
That's why I
imagine.
think if his age, it's just that nostalgia of I could
They're
make
fans of Acolyte episodes 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
What could have been?
I think with that 40 to 60 crowd, it is like, and I'd have that nostalgia too, but it's just like it is that like, well, if I could make a Star Wars movie, it's been in my mind since I was 8 years old. But does it fall apart? Probably. So
Yeah.
yeah. Dylan, what trailers do you want to talk about here out of these ones?
Okay. Out of the trailers that we got here, I mean, Terminator 0 looks good, but it's not my cup of tea. Same with Watchmen, not my cup there. I think Anora looks really interesting. Honestly, with a lot of these trailers, there was like half of the trailer I was really compelled by, which I've learned recently is apparently a word I use way too much. So I'm going to try not use compelling. But I don't know. I thought it looked really.
That's
half
a
of it
fun
thought-
word to use.
I think so
compelling
too,
word.
but I mean, I don't know. Half of it looked really interesting, and then I kind of feel like it almost revealed too much, perhaps. So I don't know. Maybe that's just a me problem. So I think that one looks really interesting. I think I'll put that one on the old watch list. When it hits streaming, I'll check it out. Surprisingly, F1, I really like the beginning of the trailer, the kind of concept setup of it almost felt like a Moneyball situation where it was like, we're this crazy new team, and our strategy is we're gonna fuck up other cars on the racetrack. But then like none of the trailer shows any of that, and then like half of the trailer is just like Brad Pitt in a car, and there's no one talking, there's no sound, and it's like, what? This is not very exciting. But then at the end, there's like the music is starting to fade out, and then like he zooms in on his face. So I don't know. There's potential with that one. I think Kirkland, the F1 guy. I'll let him go in first. He can be the canary in the coal mine. Let me know if it's any good. If I should check
I'll
that
be
one
there.
out. Yeah, and then we live in a time. I mean, where did this movie come from? It looks fucking amazing. Pew and what's his name, Garfield together. I think once again this trailer, I think it shows too much. Like I should have stopped watching halfway through. But this is like I just know I'm gonna be tear jerking at the end of this one. It's gonna be very sad and very great acting. And I hope they both in the trailer it's like Academy Award nominee.
Yeah.
But this is the one they're both gonna get an Oscar for this. It's that kind of movie. So,
Really?
I mean, maybe not, but I would love to see it happen because I love both of them. So I very much looking forward to that one now. A Different Man I think also looks fantastic. A lot of these kind of surprised me. I didn't hear of that one. I think it's a really fun concept. I've become a big Sebastian Stan recently, to use the pun there. And then Gladiator 2. So I haven't seen the first one, and it's like not really my cup of tea, that historical era perhaps. But I loved this trailer. I thought it looked really cool. I love the setting. I think the visuals of it look fantastic. You got Pedro in there. You got the son from White Lotus, who I haven't seen anything else, but he's playing like a goofy looking character. So that looks fantastic as well. So I'm very much looking forward to that one. So I know Maddie's question is to rank these trailers as he likes to ask.
Yeah.
So my ranking would
Rank
be, I think
master.
number 1, We Live in a Time. Number 2, Gladiator 2. Number 3, let's go Different Man. Number 4, Anora. 5, Captain America. 6, Terminator. 7, Agatha. 8, Watchmen. That'll be my order.
There you go.
Some good stuff there. That's a lot of juicy trailers for the day.
Yeah. Taylor Kirkland chomping at the bit.
I'll chomp at that bit after Taylor goes.
Chomp. Okay.
Start nibbling on the bit, and then when it's your turn, just take the chomp.
Terminator 0. This is unexpected, but has me kind of excited now. I have not gotten through all of the... oh my goodness, what was the other animated show that they did? I did like the first season. And
Castlevania.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I did the first season with Ruben, and that was just such a delight. That was really, really good. And it's on my
Can't believe
bucket
I
list
lost
to
a
eventually
director.
go back. I know, I can't believe I lost a director. The other animated show I want to shout out that Netflix has done was the Godzilla parts 1, 2, and 3. I really, really like that anime they did. I know you're a big supporter of that review I did, Kirkland. Remember the Godzilla 1, 2, and 3, the Netflix anime?
The audio listener, Kirkland looked shocked as could be.
He's like, oh, he caught me. I didn't
I
actually.
want to
like
say I remember, but I don't.
You're always
apologize.
shouting out like, "Oh, I love those reviews you did for the Godzilla." That
So
Godzilla
there you go.
anime.
I did listen. To
No, he never did. He's just egging you on to do shit.
Oh,
you
I'll
do
check
those.
my database.
Look at his YouTube rounds.
So Netflix has as far as I'm concerned, a pretty good portfolio for doing animated projects, and I think that this looks really, really entertaining, really, really good. So I'm excited to see this. Watchmen. How many times can they tell the same story?
One more
Exactly
time.
what I was thinking.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's have at it. I mean,
Because
this
they've
is-
never told the story though.
Oh,
That's the thing.
the story.
There was a
story.
scene that was like shot for shot from the at least the movie I've seen when the comedian's
probably the
getting
live
tossed in
action
the
show.
window.
Did you know the movie and the book or the movie in this movie are based off a comic book?
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
Watchmen.
interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sure this tickles someone's fancy, so good for their fancy. But I'm not gonna jive into it right away. Now,
Right away. So you're not fully out. What's gonna get you in then? What if you feel like you've seen enough and you've seen this trailer? What would change your mind?
well, the last time I saw Watchmen was when we did the retro for it a long, long time ago. So once I give myself a little bit more time and I kind of forget the story, then I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get back in. But I'm not gonna watch the movie. I'm gonna test out the new waters with the animated show.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw Watchmen Chapter 1 F1, I just assumed that was all one word, so I missed the F1 trailer. But I like car movies, and I'm gonna give that a watch. So that's
like
definitely on
cars.
my. I like cars.
Apple TV, Brad Pitt, Javier Bardem.
Javier Bardem, Javi, Anora. This
Don't
looks
call him,
interesting.
don't you dare fucking ever call him
Javi.
Javi again.
Javi.
That's a man.
Come over here.
Don't get your butt next to mine. Javi has a butt. Javier has an
Javi.
ass.
Anora. This looks interesting and enticing. I'm
Full
kind of
Taylor.
curious.
Oh, really? I did not think it'd be a Taylor movie.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the girl actress was
Scream
in.
5.
Hollywood.
Scream 5. That's right.
Remember once
eh?
upon a
Hollywood.
time in Hollywood, she gets
He's
hit with
never
a can
seen
in
it.
the face.
I haven't seen
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I mean, no spoilers. No spoilers.
It's on my bucket list. Yeah, I'll eventually watch
Bucket
it.
list. I can just list to watch me a bucket list.
We live in a time. This I don't know. The trailer wouldn't really like get me like the most
I don't know.
excited. But like,
What do you got against Garfield and Florence Pugh?
They're British.
I got yeah.
You don't like
Can't
using their
stand the
real
accent.
accent?
No.
Using
The
their
real voice?
natural accents, those savages.
No, I just don't know if I'm gonna be running to the theaters to see it. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe you guys will convince me. You guys keep talking about it. We get closer to that date, and maybe I'll be persuaded. But yeah. Now the movie A Different Man. This seems like it might be like a very like heartwarming film, but also very like heavy on the heart too. I mean this with so much respect though. The guy, when I saw him, was like, he reminded me of Jigsaw from Punisher Warzone that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. The second guy, that is the way he actually looks.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
In
my
real
goodness.
life. Yeah.
But yeah, like there are certain stories that there was one called Radio, and it tackles these different kind of like stories where these people are just kind of like trying to make their way through life and just kind of like, I don't know, just be themselves and just and trying. I don't know how else to word that, but there's certain
That's good.
there's certain things in these movies it's very humbling, and so I don't know if I will see this in theaters, but I can add this to a list of movies that I would eventually want to watch with Madison. So
Bucket list.
bucket list, yeah.
Different man.
Different man. Gladiator 2. Now, I have not seen that first one in the longest freaking time.
He got you there. He had you. But
I thought he was gonna say it all.
yeah. Twist.
This though looks super awesome. I cannot wait. I'm afraid, like, if we weren't going to be like, I know we're reviewing it, which is great because now I have a reason I can just go and see it day one in the theater. Because otherwise, I feel like this could turn into
Can you
a
walk that
Napoleon.
back? Can you walk that back? What'd you say?
We're reviewing it.
Okay.
Are we not
just-
reviewing it?
Let me just take a
I'll
look
be
at
there,
the good old
Taylor.
schedule.
You and me,
there.
Twisters round 2.
I just assumed. I
see
assumed we were
Gladiator
doing.
on there.
I assumed we were doing a retro for the verse Gladiator. I assumed we were gonna be watching this one and reviewing it.
We
but-
could.
Twisters
I
thing again, just the
honestly,
two of us.
to break the fourth wall, I did not even have it on the trailers list, but Maddie requested we talked about it, and Maddie
Oh,
is
Maddie.
a supportive patron. Of course, I said
Big
we'll talk about
Gladiator
it.
hater.
He wants
eh?
the retro.
You
No.
hate Russell Crowe.
I
You
just-
hate Joaquin.
No, I
Don't
just
like Rome.
Why don't? What do I have against
hates
Joaquin?
Rome.
Joaquin's one of my favorite
Everything
actors.
about that movie. You just don't like.
I guess it is like Twisters, but it's the same way as Twisters, where we'll see how it does. I just don't know how those will do. I don't like, not even for the worldwide, for us. I don't know if our audience is like, man, I can't wait to get that Gladiator 2 review. Maybe they are, but that's why for me it wasn't like, okay, it wasn't conscious of mind, you know. So
Well, if we end up don't reviewing it, then I run the risk of this being a Napoleon repeat, and that
so we have to fucking review this one.
we have to review this for my sake because it's gonna be my birthday. They're gonna be playing at Bernie's, and I'm gonna want to go see it. And Madison's gonna take me to
Big
Big
Short.
Short 2. Bigger, shorter, faster. Sure, put on the calendar, and you and Kirkland can for sure do it, and I'm a
There you
maybe.
go.
Nice,
I'm a solid maybe.
Yeah.
nice.
Very nice.
Don't say it like Borat. Nice. Okay, Kirkland, you're up.
Chomp.
My
Love it,
turn to
baby.
chomp. Yeah, F1 trailer. That was a big disappointment for me. I thought that trailer was awful, and like it just showed racing,
Fake
but
car
like
guy.
I guess that's what you want. I was very curious what this was gonna look like when I eventually got the trailer, because like I remember watching whatever race, and like Brad Pitt was just there in a suit, and like it's like, what the fuck is going what the fuck is going on here? And because they like literally just would line up with like the actual racers, but so I'm sure it's gonna be a fun thrill ride. I'm definitely gonna be there in theaters. Shane, I will go see that. It sounded like a ghost came out of the.
Seriously?
That's
Yeah,
Sayers
or
Cat,
something.
I'm guessing.
I just watched
Can you
fucking
hear that?
Sinister
Yeah,
today, and
yeah.
there's someone in the back. hallway here.
Cool.
On the tapes. So yeah, I was
Avi.
disappointed by that trailer. Are you still
Avi.
going? What's going on?
What?
No, go.
Tired Kirkland's getting mad. You still going, Taylor? Or shut the fuck up. I'm going to drive over there and kick
So sorry, what
First
is it about
warning.
F1?
First warning,
What-
Taylor.
What is it
front
about
of your
F1
family.
that's not tickling your chomping bit over there?
Sorry, say it again.
F1. I don't get it. I thought this would be your movie.
It is. I'm gonna be there for the movie. I still think it was a terrible trailer.
Oh,
Like the
okay.
trailer did nothing. It's like,
Okay.
can we make the car faster? Yeah, but it's not gonna be safe. Who said anything about safety? And then it's just him driving for like a minute and a half, and I'm expecting a nice thrill ride and a fun story and some nice action. So
like Top Gun.
yeah, it's gonna be It's gonna be playing into December, just like Top Gun. But
No.
I just think it was a bad trailer.
Planting
What
seeds
else
in
we
his head,
got?
Travis.
Terminator 0, and is Watchmen Netflix too, or is that
No,
somewhere
that's
else?
going to be a regular release. Maybe on like Crave and HBO Max and stuff.
Okay.
But
So yeah, Terminator 0. It looked amazing. I'm so bad at watching these really awesome looking animated Netflix shows though. Like Castlevania, I think I watched like one episode. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Just like didn't continue. Still haven't finished Arcane. Still haven't finished. There was the one about like the Greek gods. I watched the first episode of it. And it's like, this looks fucking awesome. Never watched the Jurassic or not the Jurassic,
Godzilla.
the Godzilla one. Sorry, Taylor.
what is that show again? Jurassic Park Camp something? What is it?
Chaos Theory.
Castracious.
It's
Yeah.
not Chaos Theory. I thought it was
And
Camp
and that
Cretaceous.
too. It's
There's
two-
a second
two.
one, Chaos Theory.
Okay, that's Splinter Cell. So yeah, I probably won't see that, although it looks good. Watchmen, yeah. Seen the one movie. I don't think I ever have to revisit that story again. Anora, that was a nice surprise. I like it. It looked. It's funny because what was shown wasn't really similar, but the overall vibe reminded me of Saltburn. Maybe it's the font. Maybe it's just like the wild partying that was going on, but I'm like, this might be like a real talk of the town movie, like Saltburn kind of was. And I don't know any of these actors, and I think that's another thing that kind of excites me because the snippets of acting that I saw them in, I'm like, damn, like these might be some sleeper OP picks here. So I'm looking forward to that big time. Is that an A24 film or no?
No, I don't think it is. It's like that, but it's not.
Even the director, like the big highlight of the name, but I'm like, I don't recognize this person at all. But this movie just seems like it came out of
He's
the
done a
woodwork,
lot of indie
hot and heavy.
darlings. So.
Okay, but no, it looks captivating. I'm sure it's gonna be a nice thrill ride. We live in a time I was like almost ugly crying in the trailer. I can't imagine what I'm gonna be like when I actually see this movie. This is like, fantastic pairing. And my heart's not ready for that story. But I'm sure it's gonna be fantastic. A Different Man.
It's Neon, by the way. That's A24. They're like the A24 competitor. They just put out Long Legs, and they're kind of kicking A24's ass this year. So they're kind of like the equivalent of, 1A, 1B of like edgy independent movies.
Yeah, there you go. A Different Man. I think this is gonna be another one that definitely weighs on the heartstrings, and I'm sure it's going to be like a really well done story, but it just wasn't one that I was really particularly interested in. But I don't know, maybe if enough word of mouth really sways me over to the Different Man movie. Gladiator 2, I am so fucking hyped for this. I thought the trailer, it's funny because like I was hyped for everything that I'd heard about this movie, and like seeing Denzel in here, I'm just like, I don't really like Denzel in this movie. I love Denzel, but like he doesn't seem like a guy that's living in Roman times, even though they're throwing some jewelry on him and a cool shirt. Like I picture him as like a tough cop or like Book of Eli type situation, and just putting him in these Roman times. I don't know. It stood out to me. There's certain actors that just stand out, and he was one of them. Pedro like fits in really well here, but for like Denzel, it seemed weird. Maybe I'll be sold in the movie. I'm definitely gonna be there for the review.
There you go.
But no, this looks really good. Didn't love the music choice. I think Superbad Mike had the Patreon question about that.
Yeah. We'll wait.
What did you just say?
I said we'll wait.
Okay. I don't know what I thought you said, but it wasn't that.
Fuck you.
Oh, you reminded me of the baby from Night Before.
Yeah.
When he's in church.
Fucking asshole.
Taylor Field.
You said you imagined Denzel as like a cop.
Tough cop.
So have you seen Training Day?
Yes, I have.
That's a good
Great
movie.
movie.
That's Denzel at like peak cop form, I'd say.
Peak cop form. Picture him as a tough football coach
Isn't
too.
he
You
not a
know,
cop in
remember
that
the
movie?
Titans.
He is a cop in that movie.
You got a
Peak
badge.
cop form.
Got a badge the whole thing.
Oh God, I'm thinking of something else. I think. Fuck.
Revisiting. You're thinking of Book of Eli when he's blind.
Yeah, isn't he blind in that movie? We're getting the wee hours here after Kirkland. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just looking at all the trailers. I think I got them all here, and then for ranking of
Yeah,
them.
you gotta rank them after. You didn't rank them.
Ranking of them, I guess I would go F1 last. Crazy enough. I just had like expectation for, like what you said, Dylan, like a Moneyball feel for what the movie was gonna be. Like I like the racing, but I'm expecting that in an F1 movie. Like I was expecting something more, but it just seems like it's gonna be an F1 movie. Like they have like actual drivers and like team principals in there, so that'll be kind of fun to see how much of an inclusion they are in the movie. But yeah, disappointing trailer. After that, I would go Agatha. No, Captain America, then Agatha. I think Watchmen, just because it was like, I don't know, nothing too special there.
Wow. Some
Let's
takes.
go Different Man. Gladiator 2 for the music really brought it down for me. Terminator. We Live in Time, Anora. That would be my order. I hope I didn't miss anyone. I think I got them all there. So yeah, that's my ranking.
Number one, Gladiator 2. Number 2, Captain America. Then Terminator. Then Agatha. Then F1. Then Watchmen. Then Anora. different man. We live in a time.
Oh, there you go. Terminator. I'm looking very forward to that. I didn't know I didn't get a full semblance what the plot was, so I'm excited that it's looking like it's kind of taking place between Judgment Day and somewhere else in the future. So I am excited for that. I liked Timothy Olyphant is voicing the Terminator, so I am a big Terminator fan. The last few iterations we've got have not been good, so I'm excited to get some juice back in there. I also think it's a franchise that can really benefit from being animated, so you don't got to worry about ballooning the budget when you're dealing with a bunch of robots and all these destroyers and everything, and especially a post-apocalyptic world. So looking very forward to that. I will be there. I think you'll just get like a mini review on what we're watching, but I'll definitely be there August 29th and binge that all, so I'm excited for that. Watchmen, I think the only reason they're doing it is just because they wait every few years and they do a Watchmen and then it's successful and they know, well, we can do it because, you know, the TV show, which was a sequel to the book, happened not that long ago, but it was very critically acclaimed and did very well. So I think the only difference with here is I think it's literally going to be just the comic book ripped off the page and put on screen, where even the movie there's changes and variations. I think this is going to be just, if you want to watch the comic book moving, that's what this is going to be. I don't think they're going to change a single thing. So I think there's some people that will like that. Don't know how I feel with the animation style. I feel like it looks like very much like What If, and What If is very 50-50 for me. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. So same thing as a trailer. There's moments I thought looked good, moments that didn't. F1, yeah, I'm with Kirk on this one. I don't think this is a good trailer. Just playing Queen always gets you like, okay, oh yeah, we'll rock you. But I didn't know why I should be hooked. Also not a car guy, so that's coming from me. But I don't know. The director gives me hope. But the same year we got Top Gun, me and Kirkland also reviewed Spider Legs. Where the fucking was Spiderweb? Remember that?
Long legs.
No, not that one. That had different legs.
Spiderhead.
Spiderhead, yeah. Remember that? And that was the same thing. Oh, Top Gun, Miles Teller, Chris Hemsworth. That movie. Not great.
Disappointing.
Yeah, so it's not like everyone's been saying, oh, Brad Pitt, Javier Bardem, Top Gun guy. But it's like, for me, it's not a guarantee because after Top Gun, we got that. And luckily, Top Gun was so good, no one talks about Spiderhead at all. Everyone just decided, we'll give you this mulligan. We'll ignore it. But it fucking happened. It was the same year as Top Gun. So
From the director of Spiderhead.
yeah, yeah, they should have led with that. So this is one that I'll only see, honestly. It's tough because I like Pitt and Javier, but I'm going to really need some good word of mouth. Or if it gets nominated for Oscars, because I'm not a car guy and I don't care about racing, so I don't have much interest there. But if the buzz is really, really good, I will get to it. Anora, I'll just spoil it. This was my #1 trailer. I had heard the hype, but I've not seen everything Sean Baker has done. He does a lot of work about sex workers, but this, holy shit! You can go back. I got the recorded proof. Me and Taylor reviewed Scream 5. After that, I said Mikey Madison's gonna be a fucking star, and this is gonna be the thing that propels her to like what Silver
The
Lining.
main actress here.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be as big, but I feel like it's gonna be very similar to what Silver Linings Playbook did for Jennifer Lawrence. This is gonna do for her. I think she's gonna be a lock for that Oscar, at least nom. I saw S Bubs brought that up. Then just the trailer, I was like, oh yeah, she's bringing it. And it's just like even the plot looked good, the filmmaking and cinematography looked good, like everything. Like this looked like this was cooking. Like this is like. I was really impressed with this one. We Live in a Time looked good, but it also looked like a movie that if it wasn't Pugh and Garfield, I don't know how much I would be interested. I'm purely sold on those two, but I agree with you, Dylan, that they maybe showed a bit too much. We knew she was playing a sick character because she shaved her head for the movie, so we knew something was happening, but I
didn't know that.
Okay, that's why she did shave her head last year, was for this role. Like I said, if it was actors I didn't enjoy, I don't think this would be in my radar. It's literally just because those two, and I think they'll have good chemistry. So hopefully that will translate into a good movie about life and love and relationships. And I'm always down for that. Like this could be like About Time, but without time travel. So that's where About Time, it was a romantic movie, but it was like, oh, and there's time travel. That was the hook. I didn't have a hook here, but my hook are the actors. And then A Different Man. Weird trailer. I'm curious because I've heard lots of good buzz and just things about this film that I think I would like. So I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna be a theater watch for me, but I'll definitely be watching it. But I'm intrigued by the story in this trailer. I don't know if I want another one because we don't have to review it all the time like the indie movies, more follow-up trailers. But I am curious, but didn't blow my socks off. And then finally Gladiator 2. I guess I didn't hate the music as much as other people. I don't think it was a good choice, but I think they made a variation of the music enough that I was fine with it. I like the first Gladiator enough, but I also saw it more when I was younger, so I do need to give it a rewatch. So that's where I'm dependent on the review of where I'm going to go. But some of the scope look big, like those Coliseum boat battles. Like this looks like this could be a really great set piece, and Ridley Scott can still do that. And Ridley Scott, you never know. You can get a movie that's very disappointing, or you can get The Martian. Like right now he's in that stage of his career that Tarantino always talks about, worrying about. Like there's some films that are not the greatest, and I like The Last Duel that he did recently, so I'm intrigued by it, but I'm not over the moon. I'm not dying to see it. So my ranking got Anora. Yikes. Got Anora. I'll go Terminator, Cap, We Live in a Time, Different Man, Agatha. Actually, put up Gladiator, a couple more. Put up Gladiator above We Live in a Time, and then I'll put F1 at the bottom. Was not a fan of that one. Didn't sell me. So there we are. Anything else, gentlemen?
Well, there's a couple other Patreon questions.
Oh, there is. Sorry. Speaking of the music question,
3 hours, we ain't done yet.
Yeah, another hour. Here we go. Mike G.
Just getting
Mike
started, guys.
So the song choice for Gladiator 2 trailer has been a hot button topic. And you guys think of a trailer that's either sold you on a movie because of the trailer song or made it cringe at the place of it? I got one for both.
I got one for both.
You know, we've reviewed hundreds of trailers in our time here. I don't have that kind of knowledge. It's so hard for me to pull this. I think the one, like, I couldn't tell you the name of it, but I know we've talked about several things that are like a fantasy setting or something like that has like a rap song, and that always takes me out and immediately just destroys it for me.
Assassin's Creed.
That's what I was gonna say. It's
That's
Assassin's
my number
Creed.
one.
I am
I am a god.
Yeah.
No mess with God. Yeah.
That would be, yeah, I totally forgot that was a thing, but that would totally be my
You
answer.
subconsciously knew.
Yes.
Knew,
Yeah.
knew
I
it
know
in there.
I've seen a few of those.
I
And
feel
then-
like the success of that movie died when Kanye started speaking, you know?
Yeah. And then I can't think if a song has ever sold me. Like, I'm thinking about like MCU, like a lot of MCU movies have like a good trailer song, but it's like, okay, well, I was already sold and gonna see it. I can't think of a movie that I didn't care about at all, that I spent the time to watch the trailer for somehow still, and then the song was the thing that convinced me. So I don't know if I have one for that, but maybe you guys will pitch one that I remember.
Yeah, the one that I had that won me over. And it's funny, I'm sure there's been quite a few, but this one just popped in my head right away, and it's a movie that I do not like at all. But the trailer, definitely was lifted by the music. The first trailer for the first Suicide Squad, it was just Bohemian Rhapsody by
Right.
Queen. But it just
second trailer. Don't calm
okay,
down.
sorry.
on, Kirkland.
But no, I really like it. Just I feel like also in that era, just like whenever I heard like just a song that I knew, it just helped the enjoyment, especially if it's a good song.
Not for the F1 trailer today, though, eh?
No, definitely not. No,
Gotta pick your queen.
I'm more mature now. You know, that was back.
Queen
in,
doesn't work here.
Was that 2016?
Yeah,
Was that Suicide
2016.
Squad?
Nearly a decade.
But yeah, no, it just like all the scenes and seeing the characters and like seeing Margot as Harley Quinn, like there, like just in those trailers is definitely exciting, and just the pairing of it with the action. I thought it was a good trailer, and then of course it's kind of funny. Oh, I just glanced over at Taylor for a second. Sorry, but yeah, no, definitely that one would be my pick.
Yeah. What you got there, Taylor? What you got there, Taylor?
Are you guys doing The Boys in like an hour?
No, it's
It's
tomorrow.
crazy. Oh,
Are you staying up for the boys though, Taylor? You always.
I
take a
have
minute
to. I
watch
won't.
it.
I won't have time tomorrow with everything going on. Like, it's so
Will you
crammed.
stay up
so-
and watch a show?
I have no choice.
Oh,
I don't
you're
have.
done
I want
for,
to.
bro. You are.
You can't watch the
done for.
fucking boys while I'm up, Taylor.
Yeah, I should
That's
put
what
my
says-
posters down.
Hobbs and Shaw found each other. Jay-Z still on my favorites. Oh, I don't remember that one for such a dumb movie. I don't remember that one. The movie that I have for my hype is, funny enough, we talked about already. I'm already a fan, but was Terminator. Oh God, what is it? I don't know if it's the one with
Salvation.
Salvation. Yeah,
Zero?
it's Nine Inch Nails. The day the whole world went away, and I was like, okay, this is exciting. But that, if you watch that first trailer, that song choice and that they do to it, Holy fuck, man. That is like a hype bringer. That just raised the level to the 10. The movie, unfortunately, is just like a 6 out of 10. It's fine. But I had Christian Bale, Sam Worthington coming off Avatar, and this great trailer. Like, man, Anton Yelchin, you're like, this, and Arnold was coming back. You're like, okay, here we go. And then the other one was, I think it's Mission Impossible 6, whatever that fucking subtitle is. It's Ready or Not. And that is a fucking great edit. And that got me really jonesing to see that movie. But those would be the two.
Very nice.
The floor is yours, Taylor. Is Assassin's Creed your bad one? Yeah.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed is my bad one, and honestly, like in terms of just a good one, I really don't know. Like, I could get on board with what you said, Kirkland. The Suicide Squad one, Bohemian Rhapsody, that's pretty good. But I don't know any other ones. Like, it's just usually all the trailers usually just are good shit. Good shit. So.
Oh, just across the board, good shit.
Yeah, good shit.
Nice.
And then the final thing to end us off here, Patron Clay, where are you? I just had you up here. We've seen trailers now for almost all the movies coming out this year. Which 2024 film do you think has the best trailer, whether it has released or not?
I'll hop in. I mean, the Long Legs had really good trailers, so
Yeah.
that's one for sure. I'll throw Gladiator in the mix because I didn't know or care about that. I haven't seen the original, but that trailer thought was good, got me intrigued by it. But I think my answer here is going to be Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire, because I've never seen Ghostbusters, never really cared much about it. But that trailer was like speaking to me. I'm like, I just want to see this. I just want to be in the theater with my butt in that seat, and I want to watch that screen. So I feel like that's just telling. It was a good trailer. It spoke to me on a deeper level. So yeah, I think those are my my answers for this year. But I think like a lot of the horror movie ones have been good. Like even what's that Halle Berry movie coming up with like In the Woods, the family. I think the trailer for that
The
looks
Watchers.
really.
Is that the one?
Is it Watchers? Didn't you guys?
Yeah, I
just,
think so.
Oh, you guys
Emine's
just
daughter,
reviewed
right? Is the director of that one?
Yeah. No, not that. No, The Watchers, that's something else. You're talking about the Halle Berry one with the kids in the woods. The Watchers is the one M. Night's daughter did with Dakota Fanning.
Oh
though.
yes.
Oh right. Okay, with the kids, Halle Berry, right? And
Yeah,
then
that one. Like that
tied
looks.
up, yeah.
I think that's a really good trailer. Really compelling. I also quick note. What's it called? Trap. Trap is that one with
Right.
like the dad at the
Yeah.
music thing. That first trailer, great concept. The second trailer showed at my screening for Longlegs. Massive spoilers, and now I have no interest in seeing that movie.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I'm glad we
Absolutely
didn't.
killed my hype on that.
Oh.
So do not watch that second trailer if you are interested in that movie. It was.
Good
Oh,
disclaimer.
I'm so fucking pissed about that trailer. Never let
Halle
go.
Berry, that's the one. Yeah, I wonder. I hope I don't get spoiled on that because I already was with people and I think what they're doing with who the killer is. So I hope that's not out there. But yeah, that's a shame. Yeah, you already says Long Legs to me, and that's like for just the example we talked about this like in the Discord where how well it's doing. Neon's biggest opening, biggest radar independent movie opening, biggest horror movie radar like independent movie opening. It's just like that shows that I think the first trailer was good, but specifically the second trailer, which was I said to Taylor, it didn't happen when we were about to go watch it. They didn't have that sound. It has like that, and I was waiting for it to be in the movie. It didn't have that because that sound is just fucking terrifying in the theaters. The movie still at times is terrifying, but yeah, I think that proves the marketing all around. I've said before, big companies need to ask Neon, hey, who was every person involved in this, and they need to scoop them up because they did such a good job making that movie pretty much nothing of like on no radar to opening $22 million. Like I don't know what the fuck was like Fall Guy opening weekend. Isn't it in like the 20 million opening weekend range? It's like 28 million, right? Furiosa, I'm pretty sure the same thing. It's like 32 million. So it's like this Longlegs independent horror movie, which yeah, sure, it has Nick Cage, but he's not like his face isn't over the posters, and he's not what he once was. Like open as big as these movies that had like a big sequel, or like Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Like very impressive that it did that. So I think that would be the one for me. I actually do think the Kinds of Kindness trailer I really enjoyed. I can't remember. I think it's the Sweet Dreams one because that sold me to this is an event film for me, and I felt like I was missing out every day I didn't see it. Like I said at the beginning, I don't think it met that, but Yeah, I think those would be probably the two. Anora, I don't know if I can say up there because it's recency bias, but that one was pretty high for me when I watched it. Like, wow, this is tracking to be something really good. And yeah, no, I think that's it for me on that one for the 2024.
You were big on the Apes,
trailers.
right? Apes trailer. That really.
Yeah,
got me
Apes was
hyped.
good.
What
yeah,
a
that sold.
wonderful
Yeah,
day.
that definitely sold me that second trailer as
Just
well.
woke Kirkland up. He's jazzed.
All right, give me any excuse to say that. I fucking love it.
Let me just quickly pull up the letter.
Monkey Man, good trailers too.
Monkey Man. Oh yeah, you're
Man.
right. Monkey Man for sure. That was one that sold me. Of okay, I gotta
Yeah.
really see this, and even Quiet Place to an extent too, because I was like,
Mhm.
oh, am I gonna
Pretty good.
care about this? And yeah, so those would be the ones. So I'd say yeah, Long Legs and Kinds of Kindness at the top there for that.
It's funny. There's like we're over halfway through the year already. There's certain trailers that it just feels like they're either came out last year or something. Like you had mentioned Apes or like even Dune. Like that came out this year and had some good nice silent screech there, Travis. I could hear it in my mind.
Mhm.
But like for Dune, I don't even think it had the best trailers. It's just like that's gonna be the movie that I'm gonna see. Like I don't even need a trailer. It's gonna be that good. So like as of right now, I think my favorite trailer, and it probably is this because I haven't seen the movie yet, and I'm so incredibly hyped for, is Alien Romulus. I
Oh, yeah.
fucking love
Like
that
that
trailer.
last one with the
Yeah.
you can't hear them scream and they're screaming.
Oh,
Yeah,
it just
it's a good
like,
one.
especially like now that we've gone through the Alien retro, and it's just like, man, this is like what Fede Alvarez was. That's his name, right?
Fetty Hours. Yep, you got it.
Yeah. What he was able to do with the 2013 Evil Dead remake to just like stay true to the franchise but modernize the horror and like actually make it terrifying. Like I have so much faith that he's going to be able to do that with the Alien franchise, and Alien 1 being one of my favorite movies of all time, and just watching the trailer, I'm like, man, the claustrophobia feel of just being trapped on like basically a space submarine that you just can't get anywhere, and there's just these things on, and like just the uncertainty of even what it is if you're one of the like the people on the ship. I have so much faith that this is gonna be that like that Evil Dead effect, but for the Alien franchise. So I am so hyped for that, and that trailer really, really blew me away. Like like I was excited for it, but until it's like, oh yeah, another Alien movie's coming out. Especially like I still haven't seen Covenant. Like Prometheus was good, but like to see that, and it's like, holy fuck, like this is back to formula, as the great scientist would say. So I am so hyped for that movie. So I think right now, probably recency bias, like that would be my pick. But yeah, like Apes was a really, really great trailer too. There's been just really, really solid trailers all across the board. Monkey Man, that was definitely a good shout out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say Alien would be my pick.
Nice. Love it.
And then earlier I passed by, but Superman Mike said, Paper Planes and Pineapple Express trailer. That was
Great
a good
pick.
one.
That's
Yeah,
a really good pick.
really underrated pick there. So
I Googled that just to try and get some ideas, like that prompt, and a lot of people had that one. So I think that one's a big deal.
yeah, he just has good timing with it and everything. So yeah, some good stuff. Yeah, that's it. Big old juicy 315er right there. So that's we'll be back next week. Hopefully, probably won't be as long because we got Comic-Con predictions and probably some other stuff and some draft updates. But yeah, so lots of good stuff. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you to everybody for the Patreon questions. Thank you to everybody that hung on the chat or stopped by. Promise when you hear from us next, it'll not be boring.
Bye.
Bye.